But here we are. It's Tuesday night. What's happening, everybody? The best place to be in town. Smash the like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You know the drill by now. Great to be back. Great to see the intro working. Boys. I just
where do we can we I'll tell everyone what I said in the backstage. Let's burn it all down, right? Let's start again.
Oh my lord.
We want season 3, right? We want season 3.
Oh dear lord.
I listen, everyone in the chat, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us on a Tuesday. It's Christmas Eve tomorrow, so it's a bit difficult to go live. We wish you all a Merry Christmas, a festive period, and all that good stuff away from Spurs. Mari, how you doing, bro? You good?
I'm doing great. Little Christmas miracle with my mom. She's a fighter. She's going to live. I'm so happy. So, though Spurs are a shit show, I'm nothing can get me down. My mom's gonna be discharged today. As you can see, I'm in the hospital here. You see the medical stuff on the medical phone. I feel good, and I can't wait to dissect what is Spurs. I've heard all the streams, and there's a couple things that people are not saying, but it's things so I've said since the beginning, since I started streaming, and we'll get into it, but it has to go with the whole institution that is Spurs. But we'll get into it.
Yeah, for anyone that doesn't know, Mari's in a hospital right now. His mum's not been too well, but she's been given some good news. So we're all happy for Mari. So love to your mother, Mari. Love to mum.
Thank you, brothers. Thank you.
Yeah, of course, man. Of course. JP, we were at the game like idiots. Like idiots, we were there. How you doing? You all right?
I'm fabulous, man. At the end of the day, last week we did a round robin. We all said, who knows what Spurs will turn up. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. We kind of got the result right. So it's expected, right? So there's no need to be down. There's no need to throw toys at the pram. But I'm sure we will. But yeah, I'm good. Looking forward to Christmas. Still doing some mad shopping. Last minute deals here and there, But bring it on.
You know how it works. We start nice, we start friendly, we start calm, then we lose the plot about 20 minutes in. We just complete. Well, Maz loses it, and then we join in. Maz, by the way, guys, Iggy will be joining us a bit later on. He's got football on a Tuesday night with his son, so as soon as they finish, they will be with us. Maz, is he here?
No, I said mum's in the house. I see Sophie there.
Oh, Sophie. Oh, Iggy's other half. Big up, Soph. Maz, how you doing? You all right? As well as you can be, supporting this club and the usual nonsense that we deal with every week, every year, every month, every decade.
Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, perfectly fine. No, it's I'm just glad that people have realised, basically, and then we'll get into that, what that means later on in the show. But yeah, all good, mate, all good let's
in the hood.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to let you guys decide where you want to start tonight. Okay, so there's a couple of things to talk about: the Liverpool game, injuries, the board of directors, some stats, transfers, or a bit of tactics. Where do you want to start? We can anywhere you want. We can go with.
Let's just get rid of the Liverpool game.
Liverpool.
Yeah.
All right. Alrighty. So we played Liverpool. We all predicted a loss, and we got it right. Starting lineup was Vicario, Xavi, Gray, Bergvall, Romero, Kudus, Porras, Spence, Bentancur, Van de Ven, and Kolo. Kinski, Dragusin, Danzo, Paulinho, Richie, Tell, Johnson, Odebert, and Davies on the bench. So as you
Stel, before you carry on, is it Shavy or Chavy? Which one is it?
I think Chav.
Chavy.
Chavy.
We've got
Brilliant.
just call him a chav. We've got a
Yeah.
chav. Give him 10. So Liverpool weren't great. Spurs looked the better side, and then the chav got a red card. We'll debate that first. They brought on Isak at half time. We made no substitutions. Isak scored. Good goal, good ball from Wirtz, good finish. Van der Ven then took out Isak and broke his leg. So he went off with a broken leg. Then I'm laughing because this game was a joke. Then they got a second goal, a dubious one. Was it a foul or not, Romero? We don't know. But they got a second goal. We then brought on Richarlison. He scored 2-1. Then Romero decided to get a red card. He went off. I believe Ben Davies or someone part of the coaching team got a booking as well on the Spurs end. We rallied, we huffed, we puffed. There was a fight in the terraces in block 258. The Rasta man next to me in the disabled section had a bust up with the stewards. It was a circus. Absolute carnage in that stadium. Listen, we lost. It's another 3 points down the drain. We are now 14th in the Premier League. We're doing worse than Ange. And all I wanted to ask you guys before we begin is, can you explain to me just one thing, right? Last season's top goal scorer, Brendan Johnson, was on the bench. This season's top goal scorer, Richarlison, was on the bench. And out of all the attackers, the joint second top goal scorers, Tell and Johnson, were on the bench. Why were all the top attacking goal scorers on the bench? And then we're wondering why we can't score, even though we had more possession. I'm just putting it out there to you guys, all right? You can all tell me Richie's crap, Johnson's crap, Tell is crap. I'm all for that. But none of the attackers are in the top goal scorers for Spurs this season from an attacking perspective, right? Forget the defensive, Romero and Van der Ven. We know they've scored quite a few goals. But all the attacking options, the most amount of goals were sitting on the bench. I'm just putting it out there before people say to me, we played great and we deserved better. Just something to think about. Yeah, Mari, you saw the game. What do you think?
Yeah, I saw the game. To be honest, does it really matter? Because I mean, I saw the lineup. I'm like, I thought we were gonna get pumped. Honestly, we actually played better than I expected. I mean, we still lost. I thought the first half before the red cards. Well, no, I mean, Xavi got the red card early, but I thought we were kind of resilient. I know we're going to probably talk about Romero because I thought the first half he was good. Second half was a WTF moment. What the fuck? Very, very, very disappointed in Romero. But in regards to the attack, I don't know. I don't really care. I mean, for me, I expect Kudus to start all the time. He started. But in regards to striker between Miani and Richarlison, I guess you could say Richarlison because Richarlison is actually scoring goals. Miani is missing chances.
Mari, Richarlison is currently the joint fourth top goal scorer in the Premier League with Foden, Waldemade, Welbeck, and Calvin Lewin. Only Ekatike, Semenyo, Thiago, and Haaland are above him.
Or fifth.
In the Premier League right now. He's joint fourth. He's on 7 goals.
Yeah. No, not yeah. I'm looking at it right there. I mean, I guess I know I haven't said this because I've been away, but I'm watching the games, but I'm also checked out in the sense of unless it's someone we sign in January, which I don't think we're not going to sign. Semeno, but if it was someone like his caliber, then I would be more pissed off, saying, "Hey, why a Semeno type quality didn't start, but it's for Charleston." I'm just like, I don't really care. you know, I mean, other than Kudus, he should start every game that's not, not non FA Cup, because we're out of the Carabao Cup. If it's Champions League game or Premier League game, Kudus, I expect him to start. Xavi, I expect him to start. Everybody else, it's like random selection.
What did you think about Paulinho being dropped? Do you think that was a clever move? Do you think it was the right move? Do you think it's just asking for trouble?
Daft.
No,
It wasn't
a great move. Yeah, go on, Mass.
Yeah, sorry. It's baffling. And we criticised Ange for doing some odd decisions last year and rotating when he didn't need to rotate, or playing players that in the wrong positions. And Frank is doing the same thing. And you buy in your star midfielder, or you loan in your star midfielder, and he's a great player, Paulinho. He's not the best technically footballer out there. I'm sure there's much better technical footballers out there, but he's a destroyer. He's an enforcer. He gets around the pitch. He's a big lad. He can throw himself about. And in a game like Liverpool's game, where they've got such a good midfield, really strong spine of their team, you need to have your biggest players, your enforcer, on the pitch, and you don't have it. What has Paulinho done this season to deserve to be dropped for one of the biggest games of the season? If you're not going to play your biggest players at one of the biggest games of the season, right? Liverpool at home is always a massive game every season because of of what they are. Then why bring him in? That's the games you bring them in for, right? Is to make a difference against those really big teams. Why has he moved away from the double pivot of Bentancur and Paulinho when that's clearly might not be the best attacking option? But I don't think that's the reason why we're not attacking, by the way, having them two on the pitch at the same time. I think it's a tactical reasons why we're not attacking when them two are on the pitch. And you're not playing them together. Why? Doesn't make any sense. They haven't done anything that worthy of dropping them over and above any other combination that we've played. So to answer your question, yeah, it's a massive mistake. It's daft not to play him. It's beggars belief. I think Dan from the Hotspur Hood said if he doesn't play Paulinho and he plays Gray, he's done. He's Frank out. So Dan, I expect you to say you're Frank out from now on. Otherwise, you're a BSer.
I told you, give Matt 15 minutes. He'll do it.
Because Dan's in the chat and I know he's there, so that's why.
To be fair, Dan did send his channel. If he starts Gray, I think he said I'm on the brink of Frank out. I think is what he said.
I don't know. What I would say is to answer your first question still.
Yeah.
Richie is crap.
We shit.
Just, if he would have started, doesn't mean he would have scored. In fact, from what I've probably witnessed, the more games he starts, he doesn't seem to score.
Yeah, but he started Moani and he didn't score. Again, Moani hasn't got one Premier League goal this season. Not one.
Yeah. Let me finish. So with Richie, you don't get anything else from playing him. You can't hold the ball up. You can't really flick the ball on. His first touch is absolutely abysmal. He doesn't bring anyone else into the game. Literally, apart from maybe popping up with the odd goal here and there, two of them were against Burnley, effectively. So this whole him being joint fifth goal scorer or whatever, I don't think any of his goals have been against any big teams that have actually gone out and won us the game. In terms of Brennan Johnson, outside of Ange's system, he seems totally ineffective. Yes, he scored lots of goals last season, but we all said, especially you, I'm sure you had a spreadsheet, didn't score against top teams, always got tap-ins, tap-in merchant, we called him. We don't play that style of football anymore. So it's almost like he's non-effective, right? With Moani, okay, with Moani in a game, I can see that he can kind of start something. It ends up with nothing. So my view is that I think Frank thinks during the 90 minutes of play, he'll get more gameplay out of Moani than he would do off the other two. But the point of him being on a pitch and in that position is him scoring goals. I totally agree. Right. As for Palina, he's the number 6 we've been crying out for God knows how long. And you have him now in the squad and you don't play him, it's absolutely criminal.
Can I just say as well, off the back of JP, that I said a lot last season that it doesn't matter what team Ange picks, it makes no difference because a lot of the players are crap, and I still stand by that. But with Frank, it does make a difference when you can clearly see players like Paulinho aren't playing because he's his player. He brought him in, right? And you're not playing the players you brought in. He done it with Xavi at the start of the, in the first half a dozen games where he wasn't playing him. You're like, well, how do you want the guy to settle down if you're not bloody playing him? Richarlison is on a he's crap, as we know. Everyone's bloody crap, but he's like Estelle said, he's our top goal scorer. So you've got to play him. If you're not going to play the players that score the goals in the team,
then you're not going to score.
And I don't want Johnson to play. I was arguing with Stell last week that I think Johnson's crap and it's not worth playing. But I get Stell's point. No one is scoring in our team, for crying out loud. Who is scoring apart from Van de Ven and Romero? And Paulinho on the odd occasion. So he's not playing Paulinho who gets an odd goal. And he's not playing Richarlison who gets an odd goal. And he's not playing Johnson who gets an odd goal. So it's like...
Tells our joint second got top goal scorer in the Premier League.
Yeah, but
fine. Let's be fair to him. Then there's an argument there, right? If you're going to try and score, you've got to play the players.
He started Kudus. None of us disagree with that. He's the best attacker we got, even though he was dog shit against Liverpool. He was awful, but you still started, right? No one predicted he was going to be crap. Moani's got no Premier League goals at all this season, and he keeps starting as the 9. He put Bergvall left wing. Why?
I don't mind that because I did say that, right? Remember when I was texting our group chat against Peter, I was saying he's actually our best left winger. The problem is that
he didn't once attack down the left, not once.
Fair, and no, I agree. No, I agree, and I what I'm saying is I did say I would like to see him play Bergvall on that left, but he tried that experiment and he miserably failed. So you're right. What's the point of playing him there? I was wrong, in that respect. He's a busy player, but he's got the worst positioning I've seen. I know he's a youngster, but his positioning is awful. He always gets in people's way. But that doesn't mean he doesn't do an odd good thing here and there, or he doesn't get himself around the pitch. But
he's not a left winger.
He's not a left winger. No, he's proven that.
So actually, still, I need to not necessarily pull you up, but I need to challenge you. I need to challenge you on something, right?
Yeah.
All the time you say, how can these players prove themselves? They should be given games. Not 1 game, not 2 games, 4, 5, 6, 7 games on the bounce, right?
Yeah.
So if Moani's not doing it, why are we moaning about it? Shouldn't he be given a proper amount of games.
JP, my argument is none of our top goal scorers played. None of them. That's my argument. Fine, keep Moani on.
So,
Then
and I think that's what he's doing. He's sticking with him.
JP, fine. Keep Moani as the striker, but then don't put someone who isn't one of the top scorers in the other attacking position, which was Bergvall. The point I'm saying is, last season's top goal scorer, this season's top goal scorer, and the two joint top goal scorers from all the attackers were all on the bench. And then you wonder, how were we better than Liverpool but didn't score a goal until, guess what? We brought the top goal scorers onto the pitch. I can't argue it. You know, Paulinho not starting is mental. It's just nuts. It's freaking mental. And then you wonder how Vertza just to go down the middle.
You can't. Here's the thing as well. You've got to have your most experienced top professionals against a club like Liverpool. You can't try out the kids in that type of game, right? So if he dropped Bergvall and Gray and he put in Paulinho, played Moani and Richarlison up front, I would get it. It would make sense because you're thinking they've got experience. Hopefully they're up for the fight. It's got it. You stick on the kids and they start making mistakes because they're getting overshadowed by Liverpool's quality. It's like
also
I have just really quickly. I have no Moani love, right? Purely because he's literally here on loan, right? I'm not really invested in someone who's here on loan. And I know that he wanted to go to Juventus and Juventus couldn't get him because of whatever financial reasons. And on the last day, we ended up going and getting him. And I'm really not invested in him in any way whatsoever. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate. Sorry, Murray, go on, man.
No, I was just saying what was really telling, as you know, I looked at our midfield, which is dog shit, along with our front line. It was telling that the last 20 minutes of the game, when we went down to like 9 men, we actually were outplaying Liverpool. Even Slot said it after the game. Like that's the funny thing about it. It's just like, wait, like Liverpool, you know, you want your best starting lineup played against Liverpool, but you know what? They won the game, but it's just like Liverpool is really struggling. They're really bad because
they weren't good at all, were they? Really,
they weren't good at all. I mean, we went down to 9 men, and I thought we were controlling the game. I mean, we were peppering them, trying to get equalizer, but we got a boatload of problems. But Liverpool,
yeah. Can I tell you what I would do with this team right now? Honestly, I've seen enough to know. For me, Frank's making an absolute howler of it. I don't blame Frank for everything because we all know, you know, we've been saying for 6 years when we were Tottenham away, Enoch out, Levy out, Enoch out, Levy out. And now people are starting to say, oh, we've got problems. Oh, you can't keep blaming the managers.
It's higher.
when we said, don't sack Mourinho, don't sack Conte. When we said these things, no one wanted to hear. Everyone was like, oh, you're a toxic, negative channel. Now they're saying everything that we said 3 years ago. It's crazy.
No,
but for me, just on Frank, he can't listen to the fans as to what to do because that means he's not a manager. He's just a politician. Right, I'll do what the public say. In the tough games, you have to go to the double pivot of Bentancur and Paulinho. You have to for the tough games. But when you've got the so-called easier games, let's say the bottom 10, you don't need to go to the double pivot. That's when you free the shackles. So he's got to find the balance between double pivot and no double pivot. He's gone from double pivot every game. Right, I'm not doing it at all now. And that's why we're coming unstuck in the midfield. The other thing I would do, stop playing the ball out from the back when we're just shit at it. We are so bad at it. We are so horrendous. We literally, I swear to God, we give either a goal away every game or one massive XG moment to another team from playing out from the back. That's got to stop. Just until we get better midfielders and better players to play out from the back. And with the attackers, guys, I don't rate any of them, man. You know me. We've all cussed them. But at least play the ones that have got goals in them. At least, right? Which is the best of the worst. Brennan Johnson didn't play in Ange's system when he was at Nottingham Forest. He played in a 2-man strike force. He got 10 goals that season. So we can get something out of Johnson without playing Ange ball, but we've got to go 2 up top instead of this front 3, which most games doesn't work. That's all I want to see. Be balanced with the double pivot, stop playing out from the back, and put the actual goal scorers of attackers on the pitch. For me, if he just does that, I think we go from 14th anywhere up to 9th to 7th. Do I think we go above that? No way in hell. This team, no matter what you do, can go above that. But we shouldn't be 14th is what I'm saying. Do you guys agree that we shouldn't be 14th with this squad? Or do you think, no, this is a true reflection of what we are? We should be 14th.
I posed that question a couple of weeks ago of just, where you put Spurs is how you think how shit these players are. I'm of the belief it's both manager and players, and I'm of the belief of, hey, we should be a team that should be anywhere between 8th and 9th. 8th and 9th.
Spot on, Maury. Spot on.
Yeah, 8th and 9th.
Okay, so we're underperforming then, based on that.
Yeah, if we are falling, and I'm going to be honest with you, I think we're going to fall to 16th, 15th, 16th, 17th. If we're at that number, I'm sorry. I was saying in the beginning, give him a year, he has to go. Because if you're 15th, 16th, and now that, we got suspensions, Romero and Xavi Simmons, and look at the schedule, if we finish around there, you have to sack the guy. I'm sorry. Like 15th, 16th, my expectation, though I didn't have expectations, but I'm thinking, okay, we're going to be hovering around 8th and 9th. It could still happen, but that is my expectation. Like anything lower than that, it's not good. It's not good. But
Maury, can I just bring up some stats, guys, very quickly, right? Because we need to talk about it. Because I personally think we are going to drop even further, but
yeah, I believe so too. I can't see how.
Before you get your stats, Stel, I'm just
because
going
we
to
do need
tag
to
on.
talk about certain players as well, because it wasn't all Frank's fault. Some players cost us.
No, of course. Before we go into the stats and the certain players, what I also want to add to your 3 points that you made, which I agree with, I also want him to pick his left-sided player, as we said earlier,
Stick with him.
and stick with them. But not Odibert, right? And not, I was going to say not Tell, right? But who else do we have? But Moani for me is I've seen him at Juve. I've seen him at his previous clubs, right? And I actually rated him. I thought he was a good player, albeit up and down. And I'm surprised that he's come to the Premier League and he's not scored. I'm actually quite shocked. And having seen him at Spurs and in the Premier League, he doesn't look like a clinical striker to me. But he's technically good. His touch, his passing, his dribbling. Therefore, stick him out on the left. He can play there.
He should be, yeah.
Right? Say to him, Moana, you're going to play every bloody game, but you're going to play on the left. And Richarlison is going to be our, the real R9. Right? And just stick with that. Stop fucking around. Just stick with that. I want him to. That's what I want Frank to do. Stick with that.
Yeah.
Do you know, Marius, let me just quickly get the stats. There's so many. You've got Spurs have got the fewest home points since November 2024. The fewest home points.
That's a joke.
We've taken 15 points out of 54 in the league in 2025 at home. After match week 17, we are 1 point worse than Angeball And we've got our entire defence fit, by the way, and a number 6. We're worse than Ange Ball. And the other interesting stat is we get a red card. So we get a card for every 2 fouls, the lowest foul to card ratio by miles. For comparison, we made 5% more fouls in Newcastle, but we get 92% more cards than them. And this is the table. So we seem to get more cards than anyone else per foul. Don't know how you want to interpret that.
There's an agenda there, isn't there?
Well, there's an agenda, or our players are just rash, and we've got no composure as a team. We're just not a composed team.
I think that's it. Still, I think honestly, I think that really is it. We just don't have the maturity and the composure within that team.
But the point is, guys, absolutely nothing has changed since Ange was sacked. That's not to defend Ange. I'm just saying we haven't gone upwards. We've gone sideways.
I don't think it's not sideways, though, is it? Really? Let's be honest. Where's his new manager bounce then? At least give us a new manager bounce and make us think we're good.
It was Burnley at home.
We had that first 3 games.
Burnley at home.
Why are the new manager bounces getting less and less now? It's just like even the new manager bounces are like going in the wrong direction.
By the way, can I say for the Mari, one last thing I've got to say before I forget. For the second time now, we clapped off our players off the pitch after losing with 9 men. We did it against Chelsea. We did it again against Liverpool. We clapped another defeat.
I'll let Mari speak, but I will say that the fans were pretty much behind the team from
the fans were good. The fans were very good. The fans stayed with the team.
I have to step away in a couple of minutes, so I want to say this because I know we're talking about the Liverpool game, but I do want to say this in regards to the club and something I've been harping since day one. I've got on this stream. We talk about managers. We'll talk about Frank. We'll talk about Ange. We'll bring up Nuno, Poch, Jose. Who am I forgetting? Poch, Jose, Conte. We're bringing up these managers. I've said this. For those who know me, I've said this. I did a study, and you can even go to Football Transfer or any site that tracks hiring and firings between the club. With this whole new now Lange fully taken over, because I thought it was ridiculous, was him and Paratici, both co-sporting directors, and I'm like, this is terrible. This is terrible, a terrible idea. Out of the big six clubs, go look it up. We have had the most turnover in regards of firing managers, scouting directors, football directors, anybody that's associated with the club. Spurs, out of the big six, have had the most turnover, which means that this club lacks the consistency to come up with a vision, an ethos, a philosophy, a platform, a DNA, whatever you call it. Mr. Levy, though he's gone, yes, financially has set us up, but football structure-wise, he has destroyed this club to the point that any manager that comes in, they got to deal with this mess. It's automatic. This club doesn't have consistency, and now you have Vinay that comes in. He hasn't even been here a full year, and we already have changes in place. Lange is a terrible scout of talent. He's a reject from Villa. He's now going to be in charge. If Paratici goes to Fiorentina, he's going to be in charge of recruiting players for January and summer coming around. Some of the shit that he's put into his club. This club is a joke in regards to its structure. So you could talk about Frank, you could talk about Ange, you could talk about Conte. It is not set up to succeed. in life, in business, in any structure that is in life, you have to have consistency.
Kulu said we won in life.
Yeah, you can have little changes here and there, but the foundation stays the same. So even the clubs who are coming up, League One, League Two, the Championship to the Premier League, they have what we don't have. That is structure. Even Burnley, who's down like 18th or 19th, and they may be sent down and might be come up. At least they have a philosophy. They have a foundation. They find their coach. Coach comes in. They have the type of coach for their foundation. They have that type of player. We talk about Brighton as an example in their philosophy. We don't have that. We tried to start that. I know Stell talks about what the youth is doing, but it doesn't correlate to the main team. So this is the reason why I'm laughing my ass off here at the hospital. Here Paratici leaving, the criminal that he is, and then Lang is going to take over. He's terrible. He's terrible. There's no. This is why it's very hard for a Spurs fan to be hopeful, because even the team championship level clubs, League One clubs, as shit as they are, at least they have a philosophy. They know what type of player is going to come to Rochdale FC. They know the type of player that's going to come to Stoke City, right? The prototype, they know the philosophy, they know the DNA. We can never have that because there's always changes. And it started with Levy and Enoch. Always changes. Look it up. We've had the most turnovers. So when people say, well, you know, Spurs can win trophy, that is the number one reason, because you look at the other 5 clubs, they've had some consistency. Even Chelsea, you know, they got to get rid of, what's his name? The owner,
Abramovich.
Abramovich, right? And yes, this new guy, the American guy, has come in, and it's starting off slow, but at least as time builds, because he's not making too many changes, they'll be back. But right now, United is struggling because they've had a lot of changes. But Tottenham, when you look up in the dictionary, when it comes to changes from top to bottom, Tottenham has had the most. So we will never have a philosophy. We will never have a DNA. We'll never have a type of player that we want to bring in. It will never happen because Enoch and Levy constantly change. They can't stick to one thing. Stick to something. Stick to something. And maybe you can see improvements across the board.
Murray, can they stick to the right thing? Because I hear a lot of fans saying, we've got to back the manager. We've got to stop changing managers. I want us to back the right manager. Like I still can't let it go that we had Conte at this club and we fucking turned against him. I still can't let go of that.
That's the biggest kick in the nuts ever. That is.
Yeah.
Same with Jose.
Well, he got us to a final and got sacked. Imagine Mourinho in a final.
He got sacked. We were 5th, and I think we were like 4 points off 4th or 3rd or whatever it was, or 5 points.
Imagine going into a cup final with Mourinho, and he had Kane, Son, and Bale. Imagine what he could have done, and we sacked him for.
If you had a choice across manager across the world, in a one-off final against Man City,
Mourinho.
9 out of 10 times you'd take Mourinho.
Iggy, how you doing, brother? Welcome to the show, man. Merry Christmas. We're celebrating another loss.
Well, Joe's ready to come on and cook, and so he's just waiting for me to give him a go ahead. I mean, I've heard enough from him in regards to that game, but I'm sure he's ready for you anytime.
I can't be bothered, if I'm honest with you.
But
in about an hour,
yeah. Mate, yeah, listen, I'm good. By the way, Mari, big. I was listening to you guys on the way home, and really great news about your mum, by the way. So I'm really, really happy to hear that first and foremost. And big up to everyone in the chat, and I hope everyone's well. In regards to Tottenham, what can I possibly say that we haven't been over a million times on here and the previous channel before? I don't know, man. The fundamentals are missing. Like the fundamentals. I know Murray's covered quite a lot of it in that speech he just gave a second ago. It's the fundamentals are not there. You know what the funny thing is, like, and it was funny. I use that word loosely. It's like Spurs are really starting to lose credibility in the world, and not just within our own fans and within our own world, our world, if you like, but in the eyes of of outsiders. Who's gonna come on? Who's gonna come on and take in this poisonous chalice of a job, like, because I don't see how this job for any manager is set up for them to do well, to them to go on to do well, to them to be given enough time to even do well. Now, I can speak about Frank, no problems, right? For me, he's just another of many that has come, and it seems to me he's given me the vibes that he's not going to get out of this situation. That's the vibes I've got for a while now. I've had that now. And the team, we can argue that the player levels, and I've said it in last show, it's a mixed bag of talent. There's not like a line to say this is a level, and then we've got the 3 or 4 quality players that really make this team tick. We are like a proper mixed bag of ability levels. Then you add, like, off the field, you know, we're talking about the club, and we know the ambition of the club is clearly not there in terms of football. Then you had the levels of the players that we have at this club, which are not to the level required where we wish to see Tottenham. Then you look at the managers that are coming in, and the few certainties that we picked up from last season's Europa win. There were few certainties that we had compared to the real crap that we did in domestic, in the domestic, like, you know, 17th in the league and all of that. But we had a few certainties that we picked at that, and we should have grabbed hold on to that, but we dismantled that. There are very few certainties around this club. We completely dismantled it. We go into this season, and I heard you guys, you were saying on my way home, you were saying about, you know, we brought in a number 6, like JP. I know Maz was saying as well, like Palinha. Now, in any team at any level, the first thing you sort out is your spine of that team. And last year, with Romero and Van der Ven out for a large part of the season, we really couldn't have. We was all over the shop in terms at the back. But this year we have had it. So when we said we go in and we say that the spine of this team is going to be Vicario, Romero, Van der Ven, Palinha, who we've brought in, he's going to be the focal point of that sense of the 2 pivot or 3 in midfield that we like. And then you got the number 9, which obviously would have been Solanke at this point. But you go, that's going to be my structure. That's going to be my spine. That's my team going to go forward. We've got no Solanke. Palinha's out of the team. Romero's now suspended. And you know, there's always some sort of shake-up in defence. The Vicario's not having the greatest time at the club. So even the certainties of the spine have completely... When your spine's now weak, how the hell is the rest of the context of the team going to elaborate? Then you add the manager who's tinkering the team, because the certainties that we had, the players that were supposed to be the massive spine, the strongest part of our team is the spine, and Palinha for me, that player is inexplainable how he's out of the team. I can't understand why he's out of the team. It doesn't make sense, because he's been the one shining light, if you like, since he's joined the club. He's been a breath of fresh air, and we've taken it out of the team, and I don't know why that is.
Iggy, can I say something to you? I was on another show yesterday, and people were saying, "Oh yeah, but if the manager plays Benton Corn in a double pivot, all the fans moan." So he changes it, and now the fans are moaning. My response was,
"Stop listening to the fans. You're the manager."
Exactly. That was my argument. Yeah.
But I think
the manager.
What I would say is that the fans' argument was you don't need to play those 2 double pivots against Burnley at home
No,
And
no,
teams
no, no.
like that
I'm
at
not
home.
saying.
Yeah,
I'm not really
Wolverhampton
bothered about
Wanderers.
playing a double
No,
pivot.
I'm not saying you, Iggy. I'm saying in
It's
response to
yeah.
Stell.
But for my take to that is, for me, I don't buy this double pivot. I don't buy any of that. For me, football is interpretation. It's you know, you look at the lineups when you see the graphics at the beginning of the game. You say 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1. For me, that's just it's nothing.
But who's managing?
It's a
Frank or the
base,
fan?
but it's interpretation. How you
Who's in
interpret
charge?
those roles. Sorry.
Yeah, but who's in charge? Frank or the fans?
For me, but this is where that's where I feel that his biggest failings are constantly tinkering. But when you start to constantly tinkering, even when things are not going too well or the results are not forthcoming, you really need to like get grip of what's going on and really say, right, I've got to ride through it, but you cannot waver. You cannot waver. You cannot tinker. You cannot start. If a manager starts losing belief in what he's trying to do, or he starts tinkering with the team too much, tactically and selectively in the players that he chooses to play, I do think you do start losing not only fans on the side, which you give them ammunition to say, no, you should be doing this, you should be doing this, or you should be doing that, but also the players. I would start thinking, as a player, does this manager really truly believe in what he's doing? Because how that is interpreted by players, if he's constantly ticking, if we all believe here that Palhinha should be in a team, and then he's out of the team, then you say, why? I don't know.
And this is why it's not. This is why
you know.
This is why, Iggy, though, we don't buy the argument. It's just the players. It's not just the players. It's all of them, right? For all the reasons you said. In fact,
Tottenham right now, who's the best?
Palhinha.
Palhinha.
There you go. He should play.
If you don't have another player that's equal to him or better than him, then he should be there's no argument.
Absolutely, especially against the top teams, right?
If you don't have a top goal, if you don't have somebody that scored more goals than Johnson from a wide playing position, then he should be playing. It's as simple as that. That's the way I see it.
That's why we signed him.
I don't like Johnson. I don't rate Johnson particularly, but I can't hide the numbers. I cannot pretend that I don't see the numbers. If Richarlison right now, if every time he plays Liverpool, it seems to be something about that team, whether it's an ex-Evertonian or whatever, it seems to be something about Liverpool that he always scores. It seems something about when he plays against Arsenal that pisses him off, and he does what. So if you know characteristically wise, he's that player. Then you see, we know what we got them this week. Richarlison, off you go. Do you know what I mean? It's like you've got to start identifying what ticks players, and you need to know your characters. Like we all know the players, how they work and where they function. At certain, I'm not saying you can't help every single player if they have a bad performances, but start identifying the things that are working, and then work with the rest of the stuff. But if you start taking away the one or two, like you know. If Spence is a good fullback and you think he's doing better than Porro, then play him ahead of him. If you think Porro should be playing further up, then start playing further up. You need to start identifying the certainties in the team which will give confidence to the rest of the boys. And you as a manager needs to install that. You need to get that spine going again. This is my team, and I'm not going to move. I'll make one or two changes depending on the competitions that we're playing in, and also because of the numbers of the game that we're playing in. But the structure of the team must not be tampered. You will not.
He's done a bad. I think there's no two ways about it. So far. He's done a bad job. He's not. Because he's not doing some of the fundamentals that we think he should be doing. I'm not going to repeat all your points, Iggy, because you've already done it, and I agree with you.
The structure, Maz, if you look at all the really good teams that are playing well right now, you go and look at them all. They all have a structure. If you look at Villa, who are playing really well, I really enjoy watching Villa playing at the moment. I've enjoyed a couple of games like Chelsea. I followed Chelsea the other night watching them. It's not that I'm just enjoying the games that they're playing and the interpretation of how they want to play football, but I see that there's structure there. I see there's a base, a solid base, and Maresca, Emery, Pep Guardiola. You can talk about all the other teams. I'm talking about even Newcastle. I talk about the teams that are around us, right? or within vicinity. All right, and of where we should be, not in terms of league standards, right? Clearly, we're not there. We're distancing ourselves from in terms, but in terms of where we should be at. They all have a structure. You know, in the midfield, you go look at a Newcastle. It'll be Bruno, Tonali, and Joelinton. You know, it's going to be those three more often than not. The forward, they've got a centre forward, the big German.
And this is where Iggy,
though, and the other, and you know, you've got a structure there. They don't mess about with it.
But Iggy, this statement here from Rich S-Man is a load of bollocks, right? We don't have the players to have a structure. We do have the players to have a structure. We know what our back four is, right? We know what our goalkeeper is. If he's stuck with Paulinho, Bentancur, and Xavi, and they said, right, you three are going to be my midfield three. End of story, right? And if he said, Richarlison, you're going to play every minute because Solanke's injured, and Mawani, you're going to be our left guy.
That's absolutely fine.
This is the first 11. Whether they're good or not is immaterial. That is the structure.
I agree,
right?
Maz.
So,
we can argue whether they're good or not because there's levels of players that are not. But that's the players that he's got to select from, but he has to be consistent in his team pickings week after week and give us a base to go on. And if the results are not forthcoming straight away, by you sticking to the plan, by working on patterns of play, chemistry between the players will grow. Results will start to change eventually. But when you know what? When you start tinkering about, all you're creating is instability. You're not creating stability. It's instability that you're adding.
Iggy, do you know what alarms me? Do you know what alarms me the most? We beat Everton at their ground 3-0. And since we beat them, they've improved and gone above us. We went to Leeds United, who hadn't lost a home game in like 16 games or something. We beat them. Since we beat them, the 9-point gap is down to 3. Teams that were below us, that we've beaten, have caught us or gone past us. How is it those teams are improving, yet we're regressing? And no one wants to say anything about
what
Frank.
have they done? What have they done differently to what we've done?
I'll tell you what they've done. There's two things. First of all, a lot of those teams don't have 2 games a week, which works to their advantage. Like Man United have got better as the season's gone on. They've only got 1 game a week. It definitely helps because this same squad, without Maddison and Kulu, got 5th under Ange. 1 game a week. It helps. The other thing they've done is you pretty much know who their starting team is most games, except for Man United because they've had a lot of injuries, but you know who their starting team is. With us, you have no idea. You don't know what we're going to do. And do you know something? I forgot to mention this. Something really pisses me off with Frank's tactics, okay? Every time we're defending a corner, I always see this. I took a picture because I was at the game. I thought, right, I can actually take a picture now. Not one player on the edge of the box, from the edge of the box to the halfway. We've got no outball if we win possession.
How the hell are you meant to counter-attack with
There's
that?
no exactly. So you can't transition. Like we can't transition.
Mourinho,
you basically have every Liverpool player. I think the last Liverpool player is look at that. It's circled there.
That's Canate.
Not that far from the edge of the bottom, edge of the D, and that's every single
we've
player.
We've got no outball, no one. So if we
it's the players, the players, they're to blame. They don't know where to be on the pitch. They're incapable.
They can see that there's zonal marking going on there as well.
No, but that's a formation, isn't it? Cool.
That is tactics. That is instruction from the manager. It's nothing to do with the players.
Negative. It's negative thinking. It's protect. By the way, in case people say, "Oh, come on, we were chasing the game." This is the first half, guys. This is the first half. You can see we're defending the goal. It's the first half, and I thought, look. I don't want to blame Frank too much for this game because there are other things that happened that were out of his control, right? And we need to talk about it.
Was clearly the biggest.
So
yeah, of course.
Do you guys think it was a red card? And what do you make of this? By the way, can I say he really pissed me off? He didn't piss me off for the red card. He pissed me off because, and the cameras didn't show it. As he walked off the pitch to go,
he high-fived the player.
He high-fived Gravenberch.
Yeah,
his teammate. Why are you high-fiving the opposition when you've just
Idiot.
given them the advantage.
Yeah.
And then he did this as well. We get one every week now. He's the latest one. Sorry, I'm really sorry. You know, every week. Someone at Tottenham every week goes on Instagram. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Do you think players get instructed by the club to put out an apology or something?
Iggy, every week.
I don't
it's
know.
not Vicario, it's Porro,
asking.
it's Van der Ven, it's
I know.
Romero.
Do you feel like they're instructed by the club to do that?
Xavi Simons, it's Richarlison.
Yeah, but that's my question. Do you feel like the players are instructed by the Spurs to do that?
Iggy, yeah. There's in the changing room. There's a list. They've got a rota. Whose turn each week? Right, 4 weeks. I'm coming up. Tick.
I often wonder if a club tells them, you got to put out an apology out there, boy, for what you did. I don't know. It just seems to be too. You're right. It's too many of them. It's too many of these apologies, and also like,
look, we need a confession box for the players. He's spot on.
A good manager, Mourinho or Conte, would never allow the players to fucking be such pussies as what they're being now, constantly apologising. Right? A good manager like Conte or Jose, or even a Poch, would want to see them fight on the pitch. No question.
Was it a red card for you, by the way? Do you think it was?
Yeah, I thought it was a red card, not because I thought he did it intentionally. Because why did he do it? Why did he do it when he's in the press? Why did he do it so far up the pitch? It was unnecessary. When you slow it down, it looked bad. He wasn't even looking at the ball as well. When you look at the picture, the still frame, you're just thinking, if that happened to us, which it did happen to us last season, then we would be, screaming murder. So, look,
we can't
There's no two ways about that. The referee was awful. He gave them everything. He was against us the whole game. I don't dispute that at all. But we deserved the 2 red cards that we got. We deserved it, and it's just that ill discipline.
What did you make of Romero's red card? Because some see, I want to ask you something.
I would like to praise Romero.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, he was fighting all the game.
Yeah, because the way that ref was treating us, it was literally the ghost of Christmas past came back with that referee from that Liverpool game where we scored that offside goal. And he just gave everything to them. Absolutely everything. I mean, everything. If they fell over the blade of grass, he was given a free kick for it. And Romero was the only person, and he's the captain and he has to. He was the only person that looked like that got him rattled.
It's frustrating though when you've seen a clear. There's a referee. Yeah. You're right, JP. There's a referee there that's clearly he's directing the match in 2 different ways. Like he's making decisions. It wasn't impartial. It was very one-sided. Everyone who saw that game, unless you're a Liverpool fan, don't even start because I'll box you in the face right now. Don't even bother looking at me when I say that. Well, I'm talking to my son over there.
Was that? I thought you were doing a Romero impression.
No, because he's giving me looks here when I'm saying that. And I'm saying that the manager directed the match with 2 different. And also, you know what the problem is with us? We're a soft touch of a team. We're not in terms of like, there's an acceptance, no argument. I don't see any protesting. And that's the one thing I'll give Romero, man. If he feels he's getting hard done by the referee or his team's getting hard done, now he's there giving it. The problem with Romero is that he has to know how far he can take that. Now, that sending off personally for me, I think it was a silly sending off. It was a really, really bad sending off for my liking. But also, Konate did a sly one, man. If you saw the one when he went down, yeah, he knew what he was doing, and that's the difference between the two. Konate was smart about what he did and got away with it. Instead, Romero was already with the referee at loggerheads, and that was the bit. What happened there was made him snap. And unfortunately, it was at a point where we just pulled on back, and there was maybe a really small opportunity, small window that we might have pulled it back. but with his sending off, it absolutely killed it.
As
It did.
But just to finish my point, Romero was the only one running around making noise. No, not any other. I didn't see that many other Spurs
I
players.
agree
doing that
totally.
at
totally.
all. Right?
Do you know what's
Yeah,
frustrating?
I will
JP?
say-
Murray, do you know what's frustrating? And then come in. Some fans were saying strip him of the captaincy. He let us down just as we were getting back in the game. He goes and does that and costs us the game. No leader should be like that. That's not captain's behaviour. Strip him of the captaincy. And it frustrates me because 2 weeks before that, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have got a draw against Newcastle. He led like a captain in that game. He drove us and got those 2 goals to get the draw. So he's proven he can be a proper captain, but he's also proven he can be a bozo. So
you know what we like as Spurs fan. We're so reactionary,
you
man.
do.
You're right. Against Newcastle, he's the best.
Two
Against Liverpool, he's
things.
the worst.
But you can't be getting sent off like that, though. Like the referee's looking at you and you kick a player. As
Yeah,
if
but the referee
basically
was
said to the
so
ref,
bad.
Come on, then.
What was your
Come on, then.
interpretation of the referee? How did the referee
I-
ref that game? In your opinion, you was there.
I'm going to say things about Romero before I jump off. Number one, what I was so disappointed in him is he has to be able to read the game. It's basically what Iggy was saying. You see how the game is going. You see the ref has been really kind of unfair to us throughout the game. You got to be able to read the game. And I think there are players on this team that struggle to read the game. And so for Romero not to know as the captain, hey, I'm on a tight leash here. Our team is on a tight leash. We already have a red card. There's some things I cannot do. They're watching. I already have a yellow in this game. He has to be able to read the game because it's like Dr. Jekyll and Hyde. The first half, he played a good half. And what people, right? Some people will say he's reckless. He's this, right? They don't watch the whole game. There are times where even the announcers will say, hey, the 2 strikers are Romero and BDB because our strikers refuse to be, up
In
there.
that position.
If Romero is there sometimes because Paulinho came in the second half, he was the number 6 trying to get something go. And I know the first goal was an error. He should have done a conservative pass. He tried to do an extraordinary pass because, mind you, there's no one.
Yeah, I was more disappointed about that, Mari, than the
I think he was more disappointed about that.
Yeah, it was a terrible pass. There's no one in our back line and in our midfield that progressive pass. The stats will back it up. Then Romero, no one. So when he is doing that tackle, he's trying to start a counter offensive attack. He's trying because he's looking around and sees no one else doing that, And when I'm watching enough for club and country, when he goes forward and gets that crunching tackle to start an attack, usually Rodrigo De Paul covers him. At Tottenham, that does not happen. So he also needs to know you're not going to have that same support that you have in the national team like you have in the club. So I am disappointed at him because he knows this. He knows the ref, how he's calling the game. You, as a leader, as a captain, you have to be able to read the game.
I think Vicario was trying to tell him, right? At one point, he put his arm around him and dragged him because he saw something was going to happen. And he put his arm around him and had a quiet word with him, and Romero just shrugged him off.
And that's the frustrating thing about him. It's just that you got to use wisdom, man. Dude.
Yeah, but guys, listen, when you're playing sport and you're involved in the thick of things and the adrenaline's up high and you're clearly seeing, listen,
an injustice.
Listen, I try to, I obviously, when I watch Spurs, right, of course I'm a fan, but I do try to distance myself a little bit and try and watch it as if I'm a little bit of a neutral. I do try to watch it to see, are we just being over the top with the referees, the way he's refereeing the game, or is there a clear bias between the way he's refereeing rather, the 2 teams? And I felt that he refereed the 2 teams in 2 different ways, man. I'd be like, if I was captain, I'd be like, ref, there's two teams out here, mate. You can't just keep doing one for one and not for the other. It's frustrating as a player when you're clearly seeing this. It's frustrating to watch, let alone being involved in a match like that. And you're just constant in them. And if he as the captain can't manifest that without going overboard, obviously, otherwise you get a yellow card. You're not different.
Yeah.
But
I think the ref.
we all saw that. But he's the only one. You're right. What you do
think the
have,
man is
JP,
fine.
what you do normally have in a team is 3 or 4 players. I go up to him when I've pushed him over the line. I retreat. JP, you need to go next. Still, you need to go after that. And Maz, you need to go. And then if worst case happens, we'll all get on a yellow. But one player can't get sent off on the case of that.
Iggy,
And in
you
the
get
end, it tipped.
You get crap refs in football. Right? This ref was crap. There was moments.
He wasn't
where,
crap for both. Still, man, he wasn't crap for both. That's
yeah,
what
for
I'm trying
us.
to get at.
Yeah, for us. There was moments where Spence broke free because Spence is taller and bigger than their wing back. Spence's just strength would muscle the guy off the ball, free kick Liverpool. You're like, come on, it's a contact sport.
Yeah.
And that happened a number of times. But
That
then
looked like a
when it
penalty
happened,
to me as well.
JP, it was
From
just
where I was.
crazy. Right. And then what happens is players then get angry and they get wound up. And I remember when I was managing on the sidelines, and my players would start saying,
See you later, Murray.
this
Take
ref-
care, buddy.
see you later, Murray. Look
up,
after.
man.
Merry Christmas, bro.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, man.
Merry Christmas, bro.
My players would say, oh, this ref's got it in for us. We can't win with this. And I'd say to my players, don't allow the ref to be the reason we lose the game. Don't let the ref be the reason we lose. You know he's shit. You know we've got a problem with him. Don't give him a reason. What did we do? Xavi Simons, bang from behind. You're giving him a reason. Romero, the ref's looking at him, stamps on the guys. Like we are to blame. We can't blame the ref because this is football, guys. You're going to have games where the referee's shit to you. You know he's crap. You know it within 10, 15 minutes. Oh my God, we've got one of these refs. That's when the manager and the coaches need to tell the players, guys,
That's the biggest thing.
he's a piece of shit, this guy. He's got it in for us. Don't give him the reason for us to lose today. Every bad decision he gives, just ride it, because something's going to drop for us and we're going to score. But then when Xavi Simons does that and Romero does that, you've given the ref what he wanted. He's looking for it.
I hear you,
that's
but
football.
I've forgotten
Football.
the last time. I have forgotten the last time where referees have showed bias in favour for us against an opposition. I've forgotten the last time that's happened.
That blatantly.
Be quiet.
Well, wasn't there a year we beat Liverpool 2-1 and Ruben Diaz scored Luis Diaz scored a blatant goal that was given offside when it was never offside.
That's an anomaly, though, man. That's an anomaly.
Well,
That's an
see,
anomaly, man.
and we won that game.
Liverpool, no one gets more decisions than Liverpool. No one.
But I'll also say,
Liverpool.
Sometimes it does fall
I also want
to
to say one thing is that the ref was pretty ropey, but also when they scored that second goal, why did VAR not at least even have a look at it? Because
I thought that was a foul, Romero.
And that's not the referee's fault. That one.
It's just a shocking performance all round from the officials. Just everything.
The biggest
thing happens against us.
That is not the reason why we.
Moments in those games.
I think that was the reason why we lost.
The biggest moments. I'm not saying Liverpool may have gone ahead and won the game anyway. I'm not suggesting for only minutes. I'm not silly enough to say
it didn't look like
it. A possibility.
It didn't look like it.
Until the sending off, the tipping off did tip the balance. But in the biggest moments of the game, when we pulled one back and we got a free kick, then the Romero things happened. Romero, the goal that what's his face scored on the header.
2 hands in the back.
2 hands at the back. All right. People say, yeah, but that's soft. But hang on a minute. You can't say it's soft. If the laws of the game says
Van der Ven got goal disallowed a little while ago.
There we go. So
on the back and he fell on the
this
floor.
is what I'm saying. They see where they want to see and they don't see where they don't want to see. And it's exactly the same thing. So the consistencies are not there, man.
Yeah, because you've got a fourth official and the people in the VAR room bloody overruling what's happening on the pitch. So you're not giving
it's
confidence to the referees to let them make the bloody decision. I mean,
it's difficult. When
Premier League refereeing has always been, I personally believe, really substandard for decades, right, over and above other leagues. But
I feel someone needs to defend Liverpool here.
One thing that I do believe in is you do make your own luck, and when the referees when you're up against it because of the referee, you have to be disciplined and you have to not give him the reasons to
and that's where
send you off.
I agree with Stell, is that the management team on the sidelines, they need to be getting in the players' ears and reminding them that, because it didn't look like
you used to see a lot
even at half time.
From Conte and Mourinho and even Poch as well, is when we had games like that, they used to the camera used to pan to me and used to do this all the time. Use your heads, use your heads like that all the time.
Yeah, they know. You're not going to beat a referee, but don't let the referee beat you.
No, I know, but players get caught up in the middle of the game still. But
apart from the only time I can forgive it is the Battle of the Bridge, because I actually really enjoyed us beating the shit out of them.
But do you know certain teams though? Certain teams
are like this game I've ever seen.
We threw that game away because of that.
I feel certain teams have political power on the pitch as well. I do believe that.
I agree. There is corruption.
And there's political power on it. And I don't feel, and this is not just me talking about Liverpool Spurs on the weekend. I do feel that certain teams just don't have that presence, and we're one of those teams. I don't feel like we have any kind of any kind of power. It's just like it's Tottenham. Do you know what I mean? That's how I see it. Certain teams, they won't have that. The managers will be all over that. Players will be all over that. Players will protest and argue in referees' faces. And still won't get anywhere near the amount of cards that we get. Nowhere near. And that stat that you put up, it's an absolute joke in terms of like the percentages of the amount. It's an absolute. When you pulled it up earlier on, JP, on the WhatsApp, it never occurred to me until I saw that, thinking, wow, man, that is like ridiculous, because I don't feel like we're even that much of a dirty team. But if you had to judge it on the pure stats, or what that says, you think we're like proper menace of a team, a proper menace of a team, and you know, it's completely. Do you know what? There's so many factors that we can look at our team as to why it's not doing well, and this is just an addition to it. It's little bits that we need to get right. I'm not saying I disagree with what you said. Of course, you need to be better than any decisions that the referee is making. Of course, but when you're playing an opposition that probably is a little bit better than you as well, although Liverpool haven't been amazing this season, they've been doing better than us still. Do you know what I mean? And you get that happening as well. You're like, fucking hell, man! I'm already up against. I'm up against the opponent who's better than me. I'm up against the referee who's better. My fans hate me. My own fans hate me at home. Like, I put a shit performance here, then I'm gonna get booed off the pitch again. I'm like, what? My manager's losing the plot. These lot are better than us. You're refereeing against me. The fans are gonna. If I look at the direction, they're gonna come on the pitch and batter me as well. I'm like,
it's a circus. I said it at the start of the show.
You're like literally getting it from all angles, isn't it?
But what are we doing there? Give me a break here, man. Sometimes just give me a break.
This Rustin Ferry next to me we had his disabled walking stick, and he was just going after the stewards, man. It was popping off on the side, and there was a fight in block 258 as well.
This is what I'm saying. Like where like you just
inside that stadium, it's loopy. I'm telling you,
if you're a player, you just sometimes still, man. You've been involved in football as well. Like you just looking somewhere where you can just draw some sort of energy from. You look at where can I get a bit of energy here from?
Iggy, let me tell you.
And I'm like, fucking hell, man.
I took a friend with me to the game. He's not a Spurs fan, right? He supports Man United. I have 4 tickets. By the way, there's empty seats everywhere in that stadium. So one of my mates goes, "I'll come." All right, he comes to the stadium with me. He experienced red card, goals against us, another red card, Richarlison score, bit of a comeback. Punch up in the block 258, Rusterman kicking off with the steward. Like he sat there and he goes, "You must love it here, man. You get everything." I said to him, "Do you know what? If I never supported Tottenham, if I supported Liverpool, Brighton, Burnley, whoever. I would watch Spurs every single week because entertainment value, we are the best. We are the Netflix, the EastEnders, the Hollywood of football. Everyone loves watching us except for us because we give you everything you want from a game. In the terraces, outside the stadium, on the pitch, we give you everything. We are the drama that doesn't stop giving. But as a Spurs fan, it's horrific. As a Spurs fan, you hate supporting this club. Everyone else loves it. They love us. They think we're great.
But just really to say to Iggy though, as much as the fans have recently been getting on the players' backs, at the weekend they were fully behind that team. 1-0 down, shit ref decision.
Yeah, we backed them.
Like that. But we were singing songs, trying to get the players back up, trying to get the players back on it and stuff like that. So they had the fans backing at the weekend, 100%.
Look who it is. Danny the Bun.
There's the Rasta man.
What's up, Joe?
Hey, Joe.
How's Isaac?
Sorry?
How's Isaac?
Listen, it's Tottenham Hotspur, man. The gift that keeps on giving, honestly. It's beautiful.
Joe, you lot were
Joe's
rubbish.
opinion.
Your team was rubbish, Joe.
Yeah, what was your view?
You lot were
Joe?
terrible. I'm not going to lie to you. You lot were terrible.
But you know that doesn't make Spurs sound any better. We were rubbish and we still beat you.
We just
Joe,
we
why
just
are we so bad?
we just spent 1 hour saying Spurs are shit, by the way. Just so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you are. You can't hide away from the facts. But you are.
Yeah, so are you though. So are you.
Yeah, I know we are, but I know why we're rubbish. We're rubbish because of one reason.
What's that?
Why?
That fraud of a manager that still gassed up 3 years ago.
Oh my god.
What, the one that won you the Premier League?
Yeah, the one that won you the Premier League. Right, there's no point talking to him. Get him off.
Yeah.
No, I want to hear Joe's opinion on why Spurs are so shit. I'm genuinely interested.
He comes on here every year and tells us that. Got to hear it again.
I want to hear it.
I'll give you all the reasons why if you want. No problem.
Go for it.
Go on then. As a Liverpool fan, what do you see?
Yeah.
What do I see? I see just that in terms of the club, I think the whole club is just disjointed, to be honest. And it's been disjointed for years. I think the fans don't help the situation where they're booing their own players off the pitch. That doesn't help. Spurs are going through a tough moment as it is. I don't think the fans as a whole, with certain things that they do when they're in the stadium, it's like when I watch Spurs games, the energy in the stadium from when I'm watching the games, it just feels like there's a certain energy where it's like, it seems very toxic to me. And even though the players are not good enough, that's granted, they feed off the energy that's being given. And when it's a toxic environment, even though the players are already poor, it's going to keep the mentality as well. It's going to affect them mentally as well as the performance on the pitch. I think that's a problem. I think Thomas Frank is an average manager at best. I think he's an average coach. I sort of think where your team is in the table sort of reflects on your coach. A coach can make a massive difference. You look at Aston Villa. For me, they've got a good squad, but they're punching above their weight because they've got a top quality coach in Emery, personally. I think a coach can make such a big difference because I look at United. I think United have a decent squad. They've got good players, but they're what, 8th, 7th? Because I think of the manager, Amorim, I don't think is good enough for United. So I think the manager can make a big difference. I think if you gave Spurs a Glasner, you gave them an Iraola, who's the one in what's it called? Brighton. What's the Brighton manager called? Whatever his name is. I think he's a decent coach as well. I think if you gave Spurs any of these coaches, I don't think it would be much better, but I still think there'll be an improvement if that.
Joe, we had top coaches. We had Poch, we had Conte, we had Jose. Same problem.
Yeah, no, but the thing is, I look at Conte, with what Conte had, he done miracles with what he had. If you think about it,
It's not the same problem, is it? It's not the same problem, still. Wasn't the same problem.
I think it would eradicate some problems, not all of them.
Yeah, I mean, we're always going to have these weird defeats and crap performances. You know, it's just, here we are, mate, type thing, right?
Yeah.
We're always going to have that. But ultimately, Jose, Conte, and Poch, you know, they got us challenging, right? Well, we're always sixth or
Yeah.
fifth or whatever we
And
were.
they had Harry Kane and Son.
Oh God, give it over. Honestly,
Regardless
like,
of price, do you think
No, because I'm not going to give it over because that's a contradiction. Because where we've started to plight and plummet, it's in correlation with Kane leaving and then Son leaving and the demise of those two players.
it's because of the ownership, right? It's because of the ownership.
Before Conte was even before he was even there, we used to sit here and say our squad was shit and it was a mid-table team if it wasn't for Harry Kane and Son. Everyone used to say it, not just
And
me.
Conte's tactics.
Everyone.
And Conte's tactics.
Yeah, but
Danny.
I love Conte though. Still, I love Conte. What he
But
was
you're
able to
what
do
I'm
with
saying
what
is
we had.
you're saying it's because of Kane and Son, but it's also because the manager.
Yeah, because
he was elite and he got the best he could out of that
Exactly.
squad. Frank's
Yeah,
not getting the
of
best out
course.
of this squad. He's not.
but
Nuno
I don't
had
think
Son
he's
and
got-
Kane. What happened there?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
he
true.
got
It
sacked.
fell apart. Yeah, because
also, yeah, but
Why?
also,
He didn't get long enough.
No,
man.
hold on, come on. Listen, come on, you got to use context, man. Like Harry Kane is
Stop.
just.
Matt just gave you
Hold on,
context.
no,
and you
let me-
dismissed
can I
it.
finish the point? Can I finish the point?
He just
No,
gave
am I
you
going to finish the
context.
point? No, Maz's context is bullshit because Maz always has bullshit opinions.
Because you don't like the answer.
No, because context, man. Harry Kane had just had a move to Man City turned down, right? So he was crying like a little bitch. As soon as he wanted to leave the club, As soon as Conte comes in, because we were in the stadium going there and watching Harry Kane. He was not the same player. He didn't give a shit. He didn't want to be there.
So
as
he
soon as
played
Conte
better
came in,
Yeah.
soon as Conte came in, because he believed in the manager.
Exactly. The manager
Yeah,
has an impact.
Exactly.
The manager has an impact.
Thanks for proving my point,
The
Danny.
difference is
Cheers,
Harry.
mate.
The difference is, look, this again. I'm going to give you context. The difference is Harry Kane is an elite, world-class player, whereas we.
So when Conte left and we had Mason and what's his name,
Pape
Stellini or whatever his bloody name was, right?
Stellini and Mason.
What happened then?
Say that again.
When Conte left and we had Mason and is it Stellini? What happened then? Why didn't those players save the day then?
Because the players don't want to play. If they don't decide to play,
So it is the manager then. All right, okay.
No, it's the
They don't want to play
players.
for those managers. Yeah, the players don't want to play for those managers,
But
Danny.
still, that's regardless. They're playing for Tottenham Hotspur. They should be playing for the fucking badge, not for
No,
the
but that's
manager.
the argument you put forward, Danny. That's the argument you put
No.
forward. You said
No, because
Danny,
still,
hold on a
for me,
second.
Is this the second time that you've come on and I've just proven you wrong very quickly, Danny? Is that what's happened?
Maz, you're not proving anyone wrong because you're not listening again.
I'm joking,
You guys
mate,
have got this biased Spurs opinion that whoever the manager is, the manager's going to make a difference with these fucking dog shit players that we have. We have
100%. We've just
Skada.
proven it.
They're Skada. That's what they are. They're dog shit.
Calm down. Danny, you're getting angry again. Calm down, right? Listen to what you said. You said that Harry Kane switched off. He didn't care anymore. But then when we changed the manager, he said, all right, I care now. So the manager got more out of Kane. And then when that manager left and we put in Mason Stellini, he said, all right, I'm not going to be good anymore. So managers have an impact. That's the argument we're saying.
Right.
You're just dismissing it.
But
The manager
again,
has no impact.
Again, it goes back to what Joe just said, right? We are an average team for where we are. We deserve an average manager. What fucking top manager is going to come to this football club?
That's a different
Right,
argument.
let's stop on that point, right? This is why Stella and I and everyone else have been pushing back on it's the players only argument. Because for the
I never
last
said
6
it was
years,
just the players, though, man. This is where your delusion comes in. When have I said it's all the players? I've never said that once.
you have because you've
No,
been
I
going.
haven't.
You
I have
have.
not said the players. It's all the players. I've said everyone's the fucking. blame.
Everyone's
I
been
said
going on about it's the players, and all we need to do is bring the players, and it doesn't matter what manager comes in.
Can Frank do more with this squad than 14?
I don't. Right now, with the players he's got available fit, no. I don't think
Yeah.
so.
Well, then this is where we disagree because
Well,
we've
that's
seen in the
fine.
past. We've seen in the past that when you change manager, if you pick the right manager, a manager gets more out of the squad. Now, how far he can take them, I think we all agree on that. Not very far, maybe 6th or 7th at best. But
Correct.
Not
but
with this
fans are divided. There's some fans who think, no, this squad should be in a relegation battle because they're that bad. And there's others who say, no, We should be minimum mid-table, worst case, and that's
Yes.
where the fans are divided.
Correct.
What players do you believe should be playing in the top 7 teams in the country that we've got in our
That's
squad
not my
right now?
point. Danny, as a squad as a whole,
But you're saying we should be doing better than what we're doing.
Well, let Joe. We can have this argument. Let Joe speak, right? And we can continue it.
I was gonna say the way I look at Liverpool. Don't get me wrong. This year we've been below par, but generally we're up there as top 1 or 2 teams in the league. When I look at the Spurs team, I see maybe out of all the players in the Spurs squad, I look at Van der Ven could push on to play for a City, a Liverpool, and Arsenal, them sort of caliber of teams. Romero, when he doesn't lose his head, can be up there if he wants to be. I think if Kudus remain more consistent, I think Kudus has definitely got the ability to play for a top team in the Premier League.
Palhinha.
And maybe Palhinha, maybe, from what I've seen at Spurs and what he used to do at Fulham as well, maybe. But then again, you can look at what he did at Bayern Munich and he didn't really...
Joe, should this Spurs squad be 14th in the league?
For me personally, on paper, no. But I do
Where should
think
they
that
be? Joe, where should they be? Where should they be in your view?
the Spurs squad that I see now... between
Also,
eight-
Joe, just remember.
Let him answer, Danny. Let him answer. Let him
Hold
answer.
on.
Danny, let him
Just to
Danny,
give-
no, wait
just
to
to-
answer
just-
first. Let him
Go on.
answer first. Let him answer first. Go on, Joe. Where would
On
you think he should be?
paper, I know football's not played, but on paper, if I look at the Spurs group of players, between 8th and 10th, that sort of range, I'd say
I think
that
that's what most.
is
I think
which
that's
is what I
most
said.
Spurs fans
That's what we
say.
all said. Yeah.
that mid-table sort of range is where I think Spurs should be with the group of players that are there.
But that's
Danny,
another
go.
thing, Joe. I actually think we'd be higher if we had Madison, Kulu, and Solanke fit all season to be selected.
No,
I think
Joe
we'd
said
be
no.
higher. Well, I think
No, no, I
you're
said
the
no.
ones. You're the guys.
No, I said to him, should we have kept that? And he goes, no. No.
But so you're the one saying that this current group of players, right? Are you talking? Now, this is where we need to define it, because I think you guys get lost in translation when you're talking about where you think we should be. Are you talking about the players that Frank has had available fit all season, or are you talking about as a squad without the injuries? Because without the injuries, I agree we should be doing better, right? But with
Danny.
the injuries, I
Oh,
don't.
what injuries? What?
Danny,
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 you're saying
Danny,
Madison
Danny.
and Kulu are like the
Madison-
best. Like
Madison-
last
Madison,
season,
Kulu.
Danny, last season and the season before and the season before then, everyone was on Kulu's case every fucking week, right?
You're
He had
comparing
3
it to
good
this
games
season,
and then he'll
man.
go missing and he's
Compared
predictable,
to
he's
this
this
season,
and that.
you can only compare to this season.
Right?
How can you
Then it's the
you're talking
argument.
about
Then
3
it's the
seasons
argument.
ago.
Then it's the argument of Madison, right? Whether he can stay fit and whether he's firing on all cylinders. Madison, I'll give you, he's a very good player, right? But it's
both
the whole
season
the
last
whole
season,
team.
Premier League.
You can't go from 14th and it's all the players. Then Madison comes in the team and he gets us to 6th, 7th, or 8th. It doesn't work
Mads,
that way.
How many times last season did we say we didn't create anything when Madison wasn't playing? And Madison played 31 times in the Premier League last season.
But we did, because when he was out,
No, he didn't.
he got subbed off at 60 minutes most of the bloody
Yeah.
games,
Yeah,
right?
but he
And we
still
still
made an
scored
impact.
after 60 minutes, didn't we?
But he still
Madison
made
might
an
not be
impact.
part of Frank's plans. If Palhinha can't get in a team and he's not part of his plans, what makes you think that Madison or Kulusevski?
Why are
I want to ask you guys a serious question, right?
why are
Where
we
do
ignoring that
replace-
we signed Kudus and Xavi Simmons as if they're shit and they can't create?
Yeah,
why
exactly.
are we ignoring that? We just dismiss that. Why?
No, because you have to take relevance into the context of where they were doing last season.
What does that even mean? What are you saying?
Right,
What does that mean?
right.
Like,
Xavi Simmons, right, was playing in the Bundesliga as a 22-year-old kid, right? He's coming to the Premier League, and the words that come out of his mouth himself saying he's only just starting to feel at home a little bit, right? In that interview with Wayne Rooney, which is telling you what we've all seen, that he's not found his feet yet, right? Because it's a new league, it's a faster pace, it's more physical, right? He is not gonna give you what Madison gives you every single season, because Madison is a seasoned professional in the
Mohamed
Premier
Kudus?
League.
Okay,
Mohamed
Danny.
Kudus?
Where was
Danny,
Madison
Danny,
at 22 years old in the Premier League?
Mohamed
Right,
Kudus?
Danny, hold on.
Mohamed
Mohamed Kudus.
Danny, can I ask you a
Mohamed Kudus
question?
is-
Danny,
But
Can I ask you a
before you do,
question?
JP, Mohamed Kudus, comparing to last season, right? He's
He had a bad season last season. The season before was brilliant.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, based on his numbers right now, if he continues at the rate that he's continuing at, he will be a lot 3 times better statistically than he was last season. And that's if he keeps going the way he's going.
So you're saying Kudus is a good player?
Yeah.
I think Kudus is our best player.
Right. So why are we pretending without Maddison we're completely shit, but we signed Kudus and we can't be better than 14?
But still, is Kudus a James Maddison who unlocks defenses, who finds that ball?
So what does he do?
Kudus does a lot, mate.
But I'm saying, is he the type of dictator like James Maddison?
Okay, so
no. Maddison didn't dictate games. He's not an Eriksen. He's not a Modric. He's not that type of player. He can unlock things, right? But he's not. He didn't dictate play at all.
You just want to ignore this. You just want to ignore.
No, our Sava. We were arguing about this last season, all season, about Maddison and him not being able to dictate a game of football. He's great at seeing a pass, right, and unlocking defenses and starting up attacks.
So would you say an assist is creativity? Is that how you would
creativity and dictating play is different things?
Right. So creativity, Maddison is technically our most creative outlet, right?
At the moment, yeah, I agree. Assuming he comes back and does what he did last season, yeah.
Right. So was everyone expecting Xavi Simons to replicate Maddison's creativity?
Yes, because I've seen shitloads of I watch a lot of the Dutch games, right? And I watched him a lot when he was at that bloody club, the Dutch team, when he was there, PSV. Right? And he's a great, and he's and RP's can't get my words out. RP Leipzig, right? I've watched a lot of him. Right, and when we said one thing, I was confident with him is I've seen enough of him to say he's a bloody good player. Right. Him coming in.
Can we also use the argument that not every player comes into the Premier League and it hits the ground running straight away?
Sure, but that's like saying the sky is blue. That's like what Sean says when he goes agendas will agendas. Well, no shit. Of course they, it's like but it's funny how Liverpool buy these players from abroad and they come in and hit the ground running. Man City buy the players and they come in and hit the ground running. Chelsea buy these players from abroad, they hit the ground running, but when they come to Spurs, they don't.
Yeah, they buy the top,
which makes it successful or not.
Yeah, and they also buy the higher level of player.
I've said this many times. If the context of a team that they're coming into is fully functional. And well drilled and it's a well-oiled machine, it's far easier for a player coming from an outsider in to just focus on himself and get up to scratch with the team. If a player that's coming on the outside already is probably going to have his own difficulties, new league, new language, etc., etc., etc. If they're also coming into a team that's a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit all over the shop, manager's new, he's struggling with his own identity, players are performing, not performing, and then you add me into that context, the probabilities that I'm going to look like shit. I will. So the reason why players go to play like Chelsea's and stuff like that, one, because they've got a better team and a better setup. Two, because they're already an established team with an established manager. So it's far easier for me to do well in that team.
So can I ask a question then? Listening to this chat,
does a better manager get more out of Xavi than Frank does?
Well, we haven't had a chance to see it yet.
Can I ask a question then, please, guys? So, if Maddison is the main reason that we're in this mess, him being injured is the biggest problem. Why did he finish 17th from Maddison last season?
Because Ange disregarded the Premier League still.
So it's not the players. It's not the players. It's Ange.
Because I'm going to go.
So it's not the players then,
right?
Danny, it's not the players.
Your words, though, is that this team cannot compete in multiple competitions.
Danny, forget what I say. No, forget what I say.
It brings it into equation of what we're talking about.
No, Danny, stop there. Let me speak. Right? You are blaming the players. and you
I'm
specifically
not blaming
identified
just the players. I never said just the players.
you've come on here and made the issue about the players mostly.
No, but I
And
never
then
once said it's
let me speak, Danny. Let me speak. Let me
Okay,
just
but
speak
be
without
honest.
interruption.
Be
Danny,
honest about what I've said.
I can't be honest if you don't let me finish what I'm saying. You've come on and everyone's shouting and arguing now. Just let me say what I'm going to say. You've come on the show and you've mostly spoken about the players. You haven't once said Frank's tactics are wrong. Frank's team selection's wrong. Frank is not doing well enough. You've not once said that since you've come on tonight. You've mainly just spoken about the players. And for about 1 second, you say it's not just the players. Okay. My point is this. If you're going to identify Maddison as such a key component, then last season, let me finish. Then last season with Maddison, why did we finish 17th? And your answer to that question was because Ange threw the league. So therefore, it wasn't the players. It was the manager.
Right, but we also had a
which goes against your argument because you're saying
No,
it's
but we
mostly
had-
the
we had-
players, but you've just said it's the
Estelle,
manager.
We had a better attack last season, so he had better quality to work with from an attacking
Right.
prospect.
Who? Danny who? Danny who? Who did we have?
I've just said it. Madison's son, Kulu and Solanke. All
Right.
those players are goal scorers and assisters on a consistent basis over the last couple of years in the Premier League.
Is Mwani not a goal scorer that
Apart
had
from-
16 goals last season?
But
Or the
again,
year before?
Mwani's been injured for most of this season still. Are we going to have
But
this
since he's been
conversation?
back, how many chances have we created for him?
Yeah, he hasn't been putting the ball in the net.
Right, why?
So, because who knows why? Maybe it's confidence in himself. Who knows why?
So-
he's not maybe
Oh,
not.
right,
good-
so,
he's
okay,
maybe
all
he's
right, so,
not
okay,
good
so
finisher.
Mwani's lacking confidence. Okay, so Mwani's lacking confidence.
Maybe he's not a
Xavi
good
Simons is
finisher
a kid,
still.
he needs time. And Mohamed Kudus, can he not create from Mwani? Can he not create more or chip in a bit more with some goals?
So Kudus is the second highest assister in the Premier League, right? Let's get that right. And he's also
Sorry, assist for who? Who's he created for?
he's got the second most assists in the league.
All right, so therefore we have got a player that can create. Then we do have a
One
player that
player.
can do it.
One player.
Well, we only had one last year. It was Maddison. Who else was creating?
Well, we had Kulu as well.
But we've signed Simmons and we've got Paulinho. Between them two, they can't create a little bit more.
Simmons is
Between those two.
underperforming, mate. He's underperforming, right? Would you disagree or agree with that?
I think he's been played incorrectly and the system doesn't work for him personally.
Right. Okay. So you say it's system. I think it could be a bit of everything, right? Could you not say it's also him coming into the new league and a new environment and him not feeling as confident and just the hiccups that he's had along the way, Frank not picking him. There's a bit of everything, right? It's not just
I think, and I'll say it 100 times, we should not be 14th in the league. And Frank has caused a situation where we are playing below what we're capable of. Because of him, we are 14th. Who I think, if he got it right, would be top 4? Never in a million years, no. But this squad is not a 14th team. Joe, who doesn't even support Tottenham, has come on and said, guys, you're not a 14th place team.
The thing is, we can agree to disagree still, because I don't think we are a better team than what we're seeing. I honestly think we do what we might. And the funniest thing is, how many points are we
on? Drawing 1-1 at home with Wolves, that's the level we're at. Drawing with Wolves. We've only got 2 points all year. That's the level we are.
If we're gonna pinpoint games, what about the Everton game, right? What about the Man City game that we won? What about the Leeds game we won when no one can beat Leeds at home and we beat them? What about the Everton as well?
Yeah, but that's
are we gonna pick and choose games?
Hold on. We should be beating Leeds because they were below us, and we should be beating Everton because they were below us.
Leeds? Chelsea didn't beat Leeds, neither did Liverpool.
Because they're below us in the league. They should be beating Leeds as well. They should be.
But they didn't.
Yeah, because they fucked up the way we fucked up.
But you want to use that argument, Stel, to say that because they should be beating them, but Leeds still beat them. And
there's a reason Leeds are 17th.
What does that mean?
There's a reason Leeds are 17th in the league, Danny. There's a reason.
Yeah, but the whole point of the argument, Stel, is that everyone can beat anyone on a given day.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean
if you don't
should be losing
level, right? If you don't put effort in, you're not going to beat whoever's in front of you, regardless of the opponent.
Manager doesn't set you up right, you're going to lose games as well. You're going to drop points.
Yeah, see,
we're showing the same inconsistencies in the league this season, the same we were last season.
It's last season,
it's
exactly.
The same inconsistencies.
Exactly.
And the fans blamed Ange for it, Iggy. Ange got the blame for it.
Yeah, listen.
He didn't help himself.
Yeah, he didn't help himself. He didn't.
Right. But Frank's helping himself.
Oh,
we
no,
spent all last year, right? This is what it always comes back down to. We spent all last year, I did as well, blaming the manager. The manager should be doing better. The manager, he should be getting more out of the players. The tactics are all over the place. The tactics are so bad, we can't even tell whether the players are good or not. That's what everyone kept saying on every single channel. And now we're like, oh, well, it's just the players. It's like, what kind of nonsense arguments is this, Danny? It's ridiculous, man.
Guys, are you fucking deaf? Are you deaf? I never just said it's just the players. Are you deaf? Have you got a problem hearing?
But every time we rebuke you and every time we give you context, right, you ignore it and you go back to the players.
You're making yourself look more stupid because you're not listening to what I'm actually saying, and you just got this really narrow tunnel vision, right?
It's not you, Danny. You've got narrow tunnel vision.
Choose what you want.
You repeat the same thing on every show. You have the same.
You're not listening. I've always said from the fucking beginning that I don't give a shit who the manager is. Still, I couldn't care less. I don't care who it is, because unless it changes at the board level and it shows ambition,
we all agree on that.
It doesn't matter.
Agree on that. But we all agree on that.
I'm going to get this straight. I never wanted fucking Frank in the first place. I never thought he was good enough at this club, but he's here now. So what do you want to do? Are you going to sit here and moan?
So therefore, the manager you don't want that's here then has to be partly the blame because you even don't want him here, right?
I've fucking been saying this like the whole time. What are you? You guys are honestly deaf. I've never once said it is just the players. I said everyone is the fucking blame because this club is rotten to the core.
What could Frank be doing better? No.
What do you mean no?
What? Do you know what? Guys, let's move on. We'll change the subject because we do the same topic on every show every week. I want to talk about transfers and I want to talk about January because this is what a lot of people are saying, make or break. As it stands, we've got Vinay, who I still don't know what he does. You lot maybe can tell me. We've got Charrington, who's come in, who's meant to be helping us fight with the finances, but all he's doing is auditing Daniel Levy. We've got Matty Wells, who has officially now left us as our assistant coach, and he has become the head coach of the Colorado Rapids in America.
We couldn't go any further if we tried.
We've also got himself from Frank.
That's far.
We've also got confusion over Paratici. Is he staying or going? All the rumours are he's going, but today a report said Tottenham have not been approached for Paratici, despite any rumours that are circulating. And Semedo, the key player that apparently we wanted, has rejected us and said he's not interested. Whether you believe it or not, I don't believe any story anymore. But that's what's being reported. So, guys, we're going into January. We're 14th, maybe lower, depending what happens against Palace, maybe higher if we beat them. Vinay, he's gone quiet. Charrington, never hear him speak. Assistant coach has left. Paratici, will he be here, won't be here? Is it Lange in control or is it Paratici? And also there's a rumour that Richarlison might be signing a new contract at the end of the season, which I'm sure everyone will be super excited about. Yeah, who wants to go first? January window. Are you expecting big things? A mess?
I'm really pleased that Richarlison is signing, right? Our top goal scorer, fourth currently, the real R9.
R9.
Right? I always knew that he had it in him.
Build him a statue.
There's not an area in our club that there isn't instability in. We have instability throughout.
What I've been pleased about since the Liverpool lost is that everyone all of a sudden has figured out that the whole club from top to bottom, right, is rotten because of what Daniel Levy / Enoch have done. We always have been Levy out, Enoch out, right? And I think it's hilarious, or not hilarious, but a piss take that a lot of people that have YouTube channels now all of a sudden it's like they're having a Damascene conversion. Like, oh, it's the ball, it's this, it's that, it's the other, right? And there's the same people, right, that said protests won't work, getting Levy out, he's never going to leave the club. When we won the UEFA, oh, look what this chairman done, my chairman. And now, all of a sudden, oh, it's the board. Oh, it's the board. Oh, it's our recruitment. Oh, it's this, it's that. Well, welcome to Tottenham Away, everyone, / aka Spurs Corner now, right? We've been saying this since 2019, 2020. We were the only YouTube channel that went on about this. We warned everyone about the ramifications long-term this is going to have to the club. We've warned everyone about the reputational damage that's going to happen. We warned everyone about the players not wanting to come to the club because of what's been done to the club by Daniel Levy and ENIC. We warned everyone about it. And now everyone's all confused about, they're blaming the fans, they're blaming this, they're blaming that. Yeah, it's all a mess from top to bottom. This is what you get when you have poor owners and poor leadership with no plan whatsoever.
Maz, you know what's funny? That we need to attract a certain level of players to really up the ante in this squad. We can't attract the players that we require because we don't have the appeal. So
and this is the point, and this is the point that I kept making.
We can only attract players,
and this is why Frank needs to go. This is why Frank needs to go, because what we need to do is roll the dice again, like we always do. We're used to rolling the dice. We've done it in the last 18 times in the last 25 years or whatever, right? Roll the dice, hopefully get a good manager that can get us up to a certain point.
Yeah!
Right?
Sorry.
Right? Get us up to a certain point where we've got a bit of, we can hold our heads up a little bit higher than what we are now, that we're not in the mud, and then we can start to build and do what we need to do as a club. You can't do it when you're 14th, 15th, and your reputation's in the gutter. You can't. It can't happen.
That's going to be the measure, Maz. But obviously, the attraction from everyone else is just purely going to be, well, that those level of players are not good enough, right?
Wait, Maz, can I just ask you something real quick?
Go on.
Do you not think that with the summer after winning Europa League and getting back into the Champions League, disregarding the fact obviously Spurs in the league were awful last year, do you not think that this summer, like raising the profile and getting better players, do you not think that this summer would have actually been?
Yes, I believe that. Yeah,
because you disregarded the trophy narrative because you won a trophy, so you could say we're winning something at least.
That's when you bring in a top manager. That's where you go and get your Glasner. You put, you roll out the red carpet. You pay him whatever he wants. You bribe his family and all that sort of stuff. That's where you do whatever it takes to bring in a top manager from anywhere, right?
Do you know,
that's what you do.
That was my biggest disappointment when we had Conte.
Joe, when Conte did his rant, the famous rant that everyone's seen, right? That was the time that Spurs should have looked at that situation and said, Conte, you're our manager. Sign that contract. We're going to give you 500 million quid over the next 3 years. We'll give you whatever you want to change this club into a winning mentality. No, we didn't, because everyone was too consumed with, he's disrespected the club. He's done this, he's done that. I saw it a different way. I said, no, you double down. You back him. You say, Conte, you're right. Everything you said is correct. We need to change how we do things. You're one of the best managers in the world. Tell us how to do it, or help us do it with Paratici, the criminal, to help us do it, right? And we didn't. So,
by the way, he won a trophy last night, Italian Super Cup.
There you go,
Conte.
Do you know? If you look at the history of Tottenham, the last 4 decades, we've won 4 trophies: 91, 99, 2008, and 2025. Each of those managers had won trophies before they came to Spurs. Terry Venables with Barcelona, George Graham with Arsenal, Juan de Ramos I think it was with Seville, and Ange with Celtic and wherever else, Japan, whatever. When you hire a winner, it brings something different to the table. There's no guarantees because you still got to stick with that winner. You can't just bin them off. You've got, credit to Levy, he stuck with Ange when really he should have been sacked in January. Let's be honest. And
Yeah.
should have been sacked in January.
True.
But he stuck with him, and the winner did what winners do. Whether you think it was luck, fluke, history don't lie. He's a winner. We should have brought in this summer a winner. I think what Spurs need is a complete reset of the whole football operation, and for that guy to be given all the power to do it, which is why I said Ralph Rangnick. Forget what he did as a manager, because he's not a good manager, but he built the Leipzig group. He invented Gegenpress. He found Jurgen Klopp. And what you do is you bring in a manager like Jurgen Klopp, who's done it elsewhere, who's proving to be decent, and you say, right, you two work together, and then from academy to first team to recruitment, that all comes together. Basically, look what Liverpool did with Klopp and replicate that model, because that was a brilliant model. It's a model Spurs can afford to do. We've done nothing like that. We've done nothing like that. We've brought in an investment banker. We've brought in Vinay, a gooner troll. We've brought in Joe Lewis's kids. What the fuck do they know about running a football team? We've got Lange, who, by the way, Aston Villa started becoming really good when they got rid of Lange. Just so everyone knows. When he left and came to us, we got worse, they got better. So you look at it and you think, what the fuck have we done?
And it goes against that narrative
Maz,
still.
Let me just say one thing, Maz. Just one thing quickly, just very quickly.
Danny, this is where I agree with you, by the way. This is the bit I agree with you fully.
So now, still, just if we bring it back into reality and we have those people here, how do we expect to get a Ralph Rangnick and a top manager and what we want as Spurs fans if we've got a club that is run so diabolically? It's just all over the place from top to bottom. How do we get that?
So there's two arguments. One argument is,
I know what Maz's going to say, Frank out, but anyway.
No, wait. There's two arguments. One argument is, can the current manager do better with what he's got? And the other argument is, with the board we've got, can we ever be great as a club? They're two different arguments. So regarding us being great as a club, we haven't got a hope in hell with this ownership, which is why Tottenham away were ENIC out and backed pretty much every manager and never turned on the managers. We were always ENIC out. We always did it.
There was an argument that I've had several times about accountability and responsibility from the top of the club. And I got told Daniel Levy doesn't play on the football pitch. Right. And when you go through all the systematic problems of the club, it always points to the board and the owners. Always. Right. Because they set out the plan. They give out the budgets. They employ the people, etc., etc. Now, all of a sudden, all of these YouTubers are saying board. Oh, it's the way the clubs run. The club's a shit show. Yes. This is what happens when you don't have a plan and you don't have people who know about football running the club. This is what happens. Now, to answer your point specifically, Danny, what do? You need to get in a better quality manager to get us to some sort of respectable level. Let's say it's 8th or 9th. Let's say that's our level, right? Brings a better feeling around the club where you're not having chaos every week from losing every week. Then you implement the things everyone wants to implement in terms of getting the right people to run the club, sporting directors, etc., right? Or you do a clean sweep now. You get rid of Lange, Paratici, fucking Vinay, everyone, and you bring in a whole new lot in. That isn't ENIC. But we know that's not going to happen in that way. When Pochettino came in, let's put it this way. Look at the state we were in when Pochettino came in, when we went from, what's his face? Tim Sherwood, wasn't it? Right? Yeah. He came in and within 6 months, he unified. He did. Not Levy, not anyone else. Pochettino unified the whole fan base because they all looked at what he was doing on the pitch from Christmas onwards and they're like, I get it. That's what we need again. We need a manager like that to unify the whole fan base. Then you make all the backroom changes that you want to make because the fans won't question it. They'll be on board because the team's doing well. At the moment, all the fans are so PTSD'd and confused and angry. You name the disease, we've got it, right? That no one can agree on anything and everything's crap. But and Frank, you can't tell me that Frank is giving you the vibe that he's going to fix any of this with the stuff that he said. He's attacked the fans, right? He's contradicted himself already a few times, and he's a loser because he gave up at 2-0 when we had 40 minutes to play against Nottingham Forest.
He doesn't give me any feeling of a
no.
connection.
So we need we need to get rid of him. Because
the thing is, you risk.
This is where I do agree with you, Danny.
The problem
right?
is,
and I agree with Sava and Sean and everyone else, right? And Johnny and all them lot. Is that who do you bring in? There's no point sacking him and just like bringing in Ryan Mason again or whatever.
That, Maz. It's like if you're going into a January window and you go and sack a manager, what does it tell the players you're trying to recruit when the club is in this much of a mess? You need some kind of stability. And if you go sack a manager again, regardless of how bad he is or how good he is, right, it doesn't give the people around who are looking at the outside in.
But Danny, I agree with you. I do agree. But this is where I depart. Tottenham Hotspur, we can't be in a position when we're going up to Christmas and we're 14th, 15th. We're in trouble at that stage. That's how big clubs can get relegated. You can't have the manager like that.
But we risk losing our big players as well. We got Van der Ven. He'll be gone into the season if we don't. If we don't show a massive and make guys like him believe that we're actually trying to steer away from where we're going. If he doesn't believe that we're gonna get any better or we're just gonna stay the same, which is what effectively has happened this season. We've stayed the same in the domestic league. We've stayed the same as last season. So for me, there's no progression from what. This is why winning Europa was such an anomaly last season because domestically we have not shown anything different to what in terms of points and ratio per game and goals scored and against that. We've not showed anything different in the league than we did last season. So it becomes very difficult to keep your best players, especially if you've got a player in the team who's sought after. He's going to be there's loads of teams in Europe already after him. And once that happens, once you lose that first, if our best player is Van der Ven, you start losing him. One or two other players will start to waver as well, thinking, okay,
Romero's not going to stick around, but I think sometimes
so this turnaround is going to become really, really hard unless you start saying, you know what, we're going to get youngsters in and we're going to try and build from the young because
I want everyone to answer this question here from Kieran.
Even just really quickly, even in terms of attracting those players, right? If you, with Thomas Frank being in charge, and if you're a new player who's Tottenham are looking to sign you, and you're a striker or someone who scores goals and stuff, and you look at the last few games and you go, all right, well, all the XGs have been 0.1 and 0.5 and 0.3. Is that really going to give you that incentive to come if no one's going to be creating for you?
Well, and this is why. But
if we've really moved on from Levy, if we really have moved on from Levy, and this ownership wants to say we are ambitious on the pitch, we need to go in January and go and get 2-3 quality players. Don't look at nothing. Don't look at the money. Don't look at the. Just say we're going to bring 3 quality ready players now.
We need to do that regardless of the manager.
Guys, we can't do that. One second, guys.
What do you mean we can't do that?
Let me explain to you. We can't attract top players. They don't want to touch us. We wanted Eze. He's like, nah. We want Semenyo. He's like, nah. We can't attract top players. No, Iggy. No, it's not about the money. It's other clubs are far more attractive. Aston Villa's more attractive than us now. There's other clubs that are more attractive. So the way we have to do it then is to copy what Brighton and Brentford do, which has an excellent scouting system that unearths the gems that we used to do, like the Dele Allis, the Suns, the Berbatovs. We used to do it. The problem is we don't have that system in place because look what we've unearthed. Odegaard, great, bullshit. So either we do it the way that Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City do, but we can't because people look at us and they think, I don't want to come to you, you're shit. Or we do it the Brentford Brighton way, but we haven't got that system in place because Lange is a joke. So we, as a club, when it comes to transfers, we're actually a mess. Like we can't do the two
because
things can achieve successful
still,
transfers.
we got rid of all the football people from the club. All of them are gone, mate. Everyone who was a football person in Tottenham Hotspur over the years has all left, right? Who at Spurs is actually from Spurs, basically, or has got a history with the club? They're all gone. They're all gone.
See, at least when we had Mitchell, he could unearth some talent, right? We had something there. Even I would say when Paratici came, he wasn't the best, but he weren't bad. What we've got now is a mess of a transfer window. Just look at the last window. Kudus, good signing, but he came from West Ham, who were low. They almost got relegated last season. We got Paulinho, loan deal. Is he going to stay next season? Moani, he's here for 6 months. A year. He's not going to stay here. He's only here to get minutes to get back into so he can go to the World Cup. Then you've got the other signing, which was Xavi Simons. Let's be honest, he was our fourth choice. We wanted Eze, we wanted Gibbs White, so we ended up with him. We can't attract what we want because 1, we're low in the league. 2, the football we play is shit. And 3, we've just got this record of just collapsing all the time. The last 5 years, our record is not good. We keep going here, then there, here, then there. So we need to build the model that Liverpool did. Liverpool built a data-driven model, but what they did was they were brilliant at it. They were excellent at it. Brighton are brilliant at it.
But they brought in good managers still. You can't have, you need to have top quality managers to do this.
Yeah, look, at the same time, Klopp is an attraction. There's no doubt. But this is why I'm so angry about Conte, because that was the time to do it. That was the manager that players would have come to play for.
That's when I said, Stel, I don't care who the manager is.
Who wants to play for Frank? No, but I think it does, because who wants to play for Frank? What top player looks at Frank and says, yeah, I want to play for you?
Yeah, probably not. Probably not. That's why I said that's what...
So he doesn't achieve your goals, Danny, then.
He said Brighton and Brentford, we're not that lot. We're not that lot either. Who the fuck are we, man?
Yeah. Maz, I told you. This is how I see it, right? How I see it is I don't care who the manager is at this football club, because at the end of the day, if the club are not going out to buy whoever the manager is, quality ready-made players, I could not give a shit.
No, Danny.
Whoever the manager is, you give that manager quality players, they are going to perform better.
Danny, but you just said in the first sentence that Frank is not going to attract top quality players, and then you went on to say about it doesn't matter who the manager is, that you need to the board needs to go and buy them.
We got Xavi Simons, so in that respect, you could say he does.
Do you know the biggest club in the world?
Well, you don't rate them because you're rating Madison and fucking Kulu over above Kudos at Xavi and fucking Moani.
I never said that.
Dan,
I said
the biggest club in the world football, Real Madrid, right? Do you know their structure? President, general manager, manager. That's it.
Yeah,
that's it. And that's the biggest club in world football. That's their setup, man.
Yeah.
President, general manager.
We've just overcomplicated the whole thing.
He's exec, general director of football, director of this. Shut up, man. What is like? What are these guys' roles? What are they all about, man? Just all you need is the chairman, the chairman of the club. You have the director of football, the one that deals with football operations. Everyone else, you got a team that deals with the club itself, and then you have the manager, and that's it. That's all you need. That's all you need. Why you have got to have all these figureheads, and you don't know what one of them actually does at this club? Not one. We have no clue of what they actually do at the club because we've never been a transparent club, which is why it leaves so much room for guessing. And we think we does this, we think he does that, and in reality, none of these guys actually make a difference in an area which we truly require it in the football matters. Right. They don't make a difference. Paratici's role, what is it at this club? What is it that he does? We don't know anymore. We know what he did at Juve, but we don't know what he does here. So there's no clear
director of football here, aren't they?
None.
Yeah. That's what they're meant to be, aren't they? They're there to be that director of football.
JP. So how do we expect things to change on the pitch when the whole structure of the club,
Yeah,
it's just
exactly that,
non-existent.
Iggy.
We are non-existent
Exactly.
on the pitch as we are on it.
That's why I said it's got to come from above. Like that's why it doesn't really matter who the manager is. It really doesn't. Like I can't see any other way unless the club change their ambition. That's why for me, I'd rather them stick with Frank right this minute and see what happens in January, because regardless of who is the manager they have to bring quality in.
If they don't trust him, Danny, are they going to buy him the players that he kind of wants?
But then that's where you go and buy players whoever the manager is going to be able to play with those players.
Who's going to be that?
It doesn't matter who the manager is, though. Like, did Martin Joel not make a difference when he came in?
Yeah, he did.
Right. All right. Did Redknapp? Yeah, did Redknapp make a difference when he came in?
Look at Martin Joel and Redknapp's teams they had to work with when.
Yeah, but that was under the same ownership.
Yeah, but they had better teams to work with. Look at the attacks they had.
Yeah, but that was under the same ownership.
Yeah, but you've got to put context into it, Maz.
What is the context?
So
that they have better players. They bought better players.
Are we just going to ignore better players? But are we going to ignore the fact that when those managers came in, they had in a lot of positions in their squads, they had better positions of players available in the positions that in those squads, right? So
no, I'm not disputing that
players weren't midfielders, better wingers.
I'm not disputing that the players weren't better right in those days. What I'm saying is that under this ownership, they had the capability of buying better players or bringing in good players, right? When one, we didn't even have the financial muscle that we do now, right? And two, it was under Levy, right? Yeah. So since 2019, we've stopped doing whatever they've stopped doing, i.e. bringing in, identifying talent, bringing them in, etc., etc., etc. But the managers obviously play a massive part in that process, because if we're saying managers don't play a massive part in that process, then we never would have found Joel, we never would have found Redknapp, we never would have found Pochettino.
It's 5-5, by the way, guys. In penalties.
Do you see one point?
Yeah, but okay, I see what you're saying, right? But does it matter right now? Like, because if we're gonna be honest, right, what happens? And let's just say hypothetical right now. Thomas Frank gets sacked tomorrow. What's next?
I don't know. But we never knew what was next when Joel came in, and we never knew what was next when Randy Ramos got sacked and Redknapp came in. And we never knew really what was next. I mean, Pochettino was good, i.e. had a good season with Southampton. But when we got Pochettino, a lot of the fan base were like, why are we getting Pochettino? Why aren't we getting a marquee manager name? Right?
Well, they tried to go for the marquee manager, he turned us down.
Right. So what I'm saying is that managers rolling the dice. There's nothing wrong with rolling the dice. One, because we've done it 18 times before. Right, and the fan base never turned on the board and everything. It's only recently they've done that, right? and two, we know that it can make a massive difference to how the trajectory of the team is. And I'm of the mindset that having a good manager with a team that's playing decent will attract better players, which is what you want. I want that as well. But you can't say I just want better players in the current condition we're in now, because no one wants to come here.
That's not true. That's not true that no one wants to come here. We will see in January what really happens. If we're talking about the best of the best, of course they're not going to want to come here. Why in the hell would
I'm just talking about good players, like we did in the past.
We can go and get good players. Are you telling me that Savinho, right, and Man City, if Man City go and buy Semenyo, are you telling me Savinho
and this is where it goes down. But you don't think Xavi's a good player. You don't think Kudus is a good player. You don't think I'm not saying you said that. You're saying it's worse than last season. And it's not worse than last season.
It's context, Maz, because you're bringing in players that have never played in this Premier League before into a team that last season we had all our attack.
Payne has played in the Premier League. Kudus has played in the Premier League.
Yeah, but see, he was look at where he was last season at West Ham. They were in a
shit team. Look at the season before when he was at.
But so look at Timo Werner the season before when he was playing well at what was it, Stuttgart, wherever he was playing.
Yes, then it's not about Premier League experience, then is it? Because when he came into West Ham, he done brilliant.
When you compare a player's ability, right, and their form, you look at the last season, what they did and what they're doing right now. That's a fair comparison. Not what they did 3 years ago or 4 years ago.
You can't just write off people's history like it's nothing.
Can I ask, why were we saying this?
You can't just say, oh, it doesn't matter what you've done in the past. I'm only looking at last season.
Should we talk about history, Maz? Should we talk about history, right? In the last 2 years, right, 82 Premier League games, our average is 15th.
I've heard it. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. This is why you need to bring good managers
then
into
why
the
do you
club.
think we should be better if our average position was
Because we had shit managers.
Because you said earlier, Danny, that Ange sacrificed the Premier League. And I agree with that.
Right. So should we just all send a letter to Thomas Frank and tell him to sack off every competition and just focus on the Premier League?
No, what I want Frank to do is behave like he did more so at the start of the season. When he came in, I loved
and all the
how
fans
he
were crying.
What?
Yeah,
when he came in, right, and we played against PSG and we played against Man City, and he implemented those tactics. I was like, oh right, okay, great. If he does that, I'm on board. All of a sudden, he changed. Stop doing it. Why?
Oh, fucking hell, Palace fucked it up.
The Gooners are through.
Fuck you, Danny. You made them lose.
What a shit weekend.
Look, say it again, Maz, what your point was.
We're going to wrap it up. We're going to wrap it up.
Can't rip it up.
Look, was there anything else we need to talk about? Very quickly, we've got Palace on the weekend. What's your predictions? They've just lost to Arsenal. They've put a lot of effort in. It's gone into extra time. They're going to be tired. We're going to have extra break than them, but they're at home in front of their crowd.
We got a whole week without playing a game midweek. Oh yeah, that's right. A whole week, isn't it?
Yeah, we're not playing till Sunday.
That's what they said before we played Liverpool. We've got
Chelsea.
a whole week. We shut the bed. What do you think, guys? Do you think we're better on the road than what we are at home? We're on the road. We get results. If
Frank
points.
goes with the Bentancur and Paulinho midfield, I think we can win that game. I actually think we can win that. It'll be a close game though. It'll be like a 2-1 or something like that, or it'll be like 1-1 type of game, and then one of the team could snatch and grab sort of thing. That's what I think. I actually think we could win it if them two play, because them two are our best pairing, and we will play a lot less. Let's just say forward thinking, even more so than we are probably now.
We've
but
got no
probably
Xavi
be a
Simmons,
little bit more.
And we've got no Christian.
Oh yeah,
Romero.
we've got no Xavi Simmons as well. Fuck yeah.
No Romero.
Oh great, we've got Kevin Danso and Ben Davis.
Who's going to play in the 10? We're probably going to play Liverpool in the 10.
VDV will be there, right?
Van der Venze, yeah.
I'd like to come out with this game with a point. I don't really want to see another loss. I think we could still get a draw. But the only chance of us winning is the fact that they have played this game today, Palace, and it's.
I'm of the feeling that if we don't, we should, as a club, we should be beating Palace.
They're above us,
right? I know, right? But
based on what?
Based on the fact that we've spent 400-500 million quid in the last 3 years on a squad.
Yeah, but that's not a true reflection of where we are, because we're underperforming.
No, but hear me out. I haven't completed my thing yet. So I think as a football club, we should always be aiming to beat Palace. But the fact that we're not, because of how we're playing and losing our creative midfielder Xavi and losing Romero, I don't think Romero is going to be as big of a factor, but losing Xavi is big because we don't have that creative presence in the park without him. So I think that we're going to lose 2-1. I think Tell will get a goal if he plays.
Lose 2-1.
Now I know you're lying.
Iggy, Palace away.
Yeah,
What do you think? No Xavi Simmons, no Romero.
I'm not confident going into any games at the moment. I just don't see where this But you know what? Even result aside, where's this performance going to come from, man? I don't see a performance forthcoming. I don't see it. Still, I'm not seeing pattern to play, man. Like I don't know what you're seeing at the stadium. If are you seeing patterns of play? Are you seeing
No.
like? Do you know what I mean? And I'm thinking at this point of the season, we should be able to see something besides the results. We should be seeing the way to an identity of the way the team wants to play. And I'm not seeing, guys. I'm not seeing anything in any games. Like if we win or whether we lose, I'm not sold, man. So I just can't see how we go. Palace is another team. I know they went out tonight on penalties now, but I don't see how we're going to go to their ground.
Yeah, we
and
got
get a
battered
result.
4-1 at the Emirates.
Yeah. I just don't. I don't see it, man. I don't see how we're going to get a result. They're ground because they're a decent side. And you think, well, you know, you look at some teams. So they haven't been doing too great lately. Palace haven't been doing too great results wise. But when you compare all of them to us, they've been doing better than us. So I just don't see where this win's going to come from. And even when we win, man, it's have we done it playing and showing some good football? Have we shown some
Only
really
Brentford?
Good?
Only Brentford. Only the Brentford game we played good football.
Did we play well that day?
Yeah, I think we played well.
No, if we did,
I was there, and what
Man
I saw
City, we
was
played good.
Yeah, Man City. The Brentford game for me is I saw a team fighting for everything.
That Man City game away, I remember it really well. I remember what worked. I remember the plan that we went there and how we executed it. Why was that a one-off?
Why
was there no more away performances like that? I know we did well away from home for like, in terms of results in comparison to at home, but why have we not seen more of those sort of patterns of play? Why do we just do that for that one time?
I think it's because the players are not at a high level, so they cannot perform at the level that we
Man
expect.
City on the day, though, man.
Yeah, on the day, but to play at that level consistently, it takes concentration, effort, desire, and you have to give everything 100% of the time whenever you step out onto the pitch, because unfortunately the Premier League is very different now, and it's athletes and stuff like that. You need to be physical, you need to be strong, you need to be concentrating all the time.
At the base of it, Dan, at the base of it, you need to fight.
Yeah, and we don't have the players don't have that fight in them.
But that mindset also comes from the managers, I'm afraid, man. I have to say
it does, and it comes from the people above. Because if they allow this, in the culture within the club, they are allowing this mentality to be allowed essentially, right? Then it gives the players no accountability when they are playing bad.
But I think Frank facilitates it, you know. I think Frank's talked down the squad. He came in and talked about you get 10 good games, you get 30 average games, and you're going to get 12 good games.
Yeah, that was what I didn't agree with.
If I'm a player, I think, is that what I'm going to expect from you?
And you were 17th last year.
Yeah, telling them, you don't forget you were 17th. Like, cheers, thanks for reminding me. And then
I'm starting to feel
we're 2-0 down. We're 2-0 down.
Do you know what I want to see still?
He brings on Ben Davies, not one attacker, and then after the game he does a press conference and says, "At 2-0, I knew we'd lost the game." Man, you've got 30 minutes of football to play.
40. It was 40.
Do you know what? Do you know what? I'm in a hypothetical.
I just don't feel that Frank may be a good manager for Brentford and stuff like that. I just don't think he fits the identity of what Tottenham needs right now. I just don't see it. I don't see how he's going to turn this around. I haven't seen even glimpses, Dan. I haven't seen glimpses of the possibilities of a turnaround. This is why I'm resigned, and it's very unlike me, man, to be like this. I'm resigned to seeing another manager go. I can almost see the finishing line with him, and I just can't see where he's going to turn this around. I can't see at any point where we're going to get a string of 5 results together. You know what? If I took a challenge,
what's your prediction?
What that Man United geezer did, Man United boy, he won't cut his hair. until Man United win 5 games in a row. I reckon if I take this challenge today, I'll have hair like you by the end of the year. Because I don't see how we're going to put 5. I don't see. I'll have to wear a hat because I'll be growing from the sides. But
are you going
what
for
I'm trying
win,
to say
lose,
is
or draw?
we ain't going to get 5 results. We ain't going to get 5 winnable results. So to answer your question, Sil, go back to full circle. We ain't winning at Palace, man. We ain't winning.
Yeah, so draw or loss?
Loss, man. We're not going to win.
So
And
losses are draw.
I don't see where the next win's going to come from at this point.
2-1. Tell's going to score.
What's that?
Put a bet on that.
I have a question. I have a fun question for Stel, right? Now, if Spurs beat Palace, is Frank better than Glasner?
Because of one game of football.
Well, I mean, you mentioned about the Wolves game.
Put it into context. Look at all the turmoil on this side. Look how high he's rising on his side and doing well and can do whatever he wants.
Glasner's 10 times the manager, Frank is.
I'm joking.
10.
I know some people now are saying, "Oh, Glasner's not as good as everyone's saying."
Funny? Do you know what would be funny? I would love if Frank got sacked. I would love him to do a press conference like Conte, just come out saying,
he ain't the type. He ain't the type, man.
Change the manager.
He ain't the type.
It will never change.
Word for word, Danny.
And you won't see another press conference like it, man.
Word for word. Anyways, getting back to it, I think we're going to win this game, and I think we're going to win it. We're going to nick it 2-1.
Yeah, 2-1.
Tell with the winner.
Do you know?
I ain't going that.
Ronnie's going to score his first Premier League goal.
10 games ago, 10 games ago, right? We on the Spurs 5, we brought up the fixtures, and I said to all of the guys, Lubo, Johnny, Sean, I think Sav was on then. I said, out of all these fixtures, guys, the way we're playing, I don't think we win more than 2. Right? We literally won 2. I should have put a bet on it. We literally won 2 out of the last 10. Go back and check. I've looked at the next 12 games we've got. Guys, I'm telling you, we're not winning more than 3 games. I'm telling you now. I don't care what they do in the transfer window.
We are not Palace away, Brentford away,
we're not going to beat
Sunderland
Palace.
at home, and Bournemouth away. So 3 away and 1 home.
We'll
beat West Ham, we'll beat Burnley, and then we'll win one other, probably Man City at home. Right, we'll beat Man City at home. I think we draw. I don't think Palace will beat us because we're good on the road. We seem to find the way. I think we're going to draw it like 1-1, 1-0. But we're going to end up 15th. By Monday, we'll be 15th in the league. We'll drop 1 more place.
Guys,
Danny's going to be like, "It's the players."
Guys, I don't want to be a Tottenham fan anymore.
Don't worry, you can be a Milan fan. That's fine.
Come on, Iggy, don't be
thank
ignoring
God I've got. You know, I'm both nations because it allows me to see something. Oh my God, man! I don't know how people do it. Like, honestly, it's painful. It's painful. Being a Spurs fan is next level shit, man. Like,
and on that note,
we deserve a medal just for that. I don't know like any other teams that goes through this shit. Like, I would love to know.
The worst thing is, I'm paying for this.
They worked out. If you sit in the West Stand lower for all of this calendar year, we've won 4 home games. You've paid approximately £781 per victory.
That's a joke, isn't it?
It's fantastic.
Actually, do you know what? I'll probably say West Ham have got it worse than us. Probably West Ham have got it worse than us.
Yeah, but they don't pay as much as us.
No, we're worse. We're actually worse.
West Ham, as in paying for a season ticket. I'm sure they don't pay as much as us.
Milan just signed one of their players as well. Oh, my Lord. Anyway, that's another conversation.
Milan are going. We'll discuss that next week, Iggy.
Do you not think if Spurs were to sign Savio and Ruben Neves, do you not think we'd finish higher up in the league?
Stop it, Dan. Danny, stop it.
So we're going to sign what?
Ruben Neves is going to leave where he is, half of Europe after, and he's going to go
Tottenham.
Yeah, Iggy, we're worse. I knew it. We're worse. We're worse than West Ham by 3 points.
There we go.
That's bad, man. That's bad.
We're the worst team in the Premier League at home. We are
Thanks,
literally.
I know, like it's not all Frankie because it says November
Thanks,
24, but still.
And on that note, Merry Christmas.
Do you know what?
Do you know what? We're
There's
playing
this guy-
Sunday
there's a guy
afternoon.
There's
I
a
might
guy
have
that
to
sits.
record. We're playing
There's a guy
Sunday
that
afternoon.
there's a guy that sits behind me.
Is it? Are we lagging or something? I don't know what's
Still
going on.
go.
We're just talking over each other.
Still go.
Yeah, why don't you go?
No, I don't know, man. I said something. I was like,
You go.
cool.
You go.
No, all I was going to say is the game's Sunday afternoon. I might have to record it and watch it later on because it don't ruin my Sunday.
You won't even watch it, mate.
Yeah, depending on the match of the day highlights, and that's it.
Oh,
Mate,
God.
there was this guy. I was standing by the tunnel because we tried to leave the stadium, but Richarlison scored, so we ended up coming back just in case, you know. Anyway, when Romero got sent off, this guy in front of me goes, Thomas the fucking Frank engine, right? and the steward, he must be about 18 years old. He goes, your train's moving like HS2 blood. You get them stewards just standing like that the whole game. They're so bored. They don't even want to be in the stadium. They're like £15 an hour or whatever. Bless them. You know.
Mate, it's peak. It is peak.
Thomas the Tank Engine HS2. There you go. Bit of fun. This was funny. What Iggy put in the group the other day.
That's brilliant.
Though, isn't it? It's true. To be fair, I can't remember who put it in a group, and I thought it was so funny that I screenshotted it. Forgive me that I can't remember who it was, man, but I found it funny. I looked at it, I thought this is
good.
This is the levels now, man. This is levels,
Yeah.
and you know,
Yes.
yeah. It's true. Yeah.
At least this way, as we're playing on Sunday, we can have a nice Christmas and Boxing
But it's
Day.
you know what the funny thing is? Is that you're seeing us doing the way we are. You've seen them across the road, fucking like top of the league, going through the cups and all that and the other, and it just adds to it. It doesn't. Listen, it's two different journeys, I know, but it just adds to it. You know, you've seen all the other.
We're gonna bottle it. Don't worry. We're gonna bottle it.
It's not. But even that is that you're living to hope.
I
You're
don't
living
trust
the
your
day for them
opinions
to
anymore.
bottle it, rather than actually focusing on what we should be doing to try and bridge some sort of gap.
Yeah, but that's all we've got. But that's all we've got.
You said Ange would never win the Europa, and what happened?
Man. Huh?
Yeah, but I've been right about Arteta every year. I've never been wrong about that before.
No, I don't. You know what it is, though. This year, I don't see any opposition. I don't see Man City consistently.
Iggy, look at these stats. Whenever they've led at Christmas, they've never won it. It's going to happen again. Watch. They're going to do it again.
But normally, every season, the teams around them that are pushing on to win the league have been there. This time around, Liverpool.
Pep Guardiola.
Wait till I put a big bet on Man City to win. If they go and sign Semenyo, it's done, mate. They're gonna
Man City. Listen, if there's anyone, it's Pep.
I know they did, yeah.
He is. And Arsenal fear them. They fear Man City. Don't forget that.
Man City gonna do it. I'm telling you, they're gonna do it.
You know what? As inconsistent as Man City been, and as good as Arsenal have been, the point difference. It's a joke, isn't it? When you think about it, how's that even possible?
Yeah, Man City just win games, dude. They just win.
Do you know who I've liked the look of, man? Guys, honestly, like looking at the Premier League, man, I've really enjoyed watching Chelsea. I really enjoy watching them play. I think they play really good football.
Shit out of your mouth.
Fucking
no. I'm talking about the way they play football. I'm not saying I enjoy. I love Chelsea. I'm saying I enjoy the way they play.
They're a good team. They're a good team.
They're a good side to watch, boys. If you watch them for the footballing team, they're a good football team, man. And I just, you know what, Maresca, like, come on, man, like, and he won the championship with Leicester. He's got no real Premier League experience.
Can you not see what's happened? Can you not see what's happened? Arsenal are first. Arteta, trained by Pep. Man City at second. Pep.
Yeah.
Chelsea at fourth. Maresca, trained by Pep.
Right. Who's
Man City's the league?
Vincent Kompany.
Yoda.
Who's Man
Munich,
City's assistant right now?
He's Frank, Sven-Göran Eriksson or something.
Frank was Ange Postecoglou, mate.
So who's Pep Guardiola's assistant right now?
Or Daniel Levy.
mate. Frank, Ryan Mason. Yeah.
Ryan Mason.
Anyway, on that note, Merry Christmas, everyone.
We need to go and
Merry
get Pep's
Christmas.
assistant right now, then,
Yeah.
because our one's
Who's
is gone.
assistant?
He's gone to fucking Colorado, man. I mean, talk about going far.
Imagine going to one of the coldest places in the world just to get away from Tottenham. I was like,
And
where you
even
going?
there,
Go
it's
to
warmer than it is
Alaska,
at Tottenham.
Alaska FC. Yeah.
Colorado.
Anyway, listen, guys, thanks for watching. Merry Christmas to all our viewers. As always, subscribe, like, notification. But I hope you enjoyed the show. We'll be back. I think next Wednesday, Christmas
New
New
Year's
Year's Eve.
Eve. Yeah.
I'll be back next Tuesday then, guys. It'll be Tuesday again because otherwise everyone's going to be out drinking and partying. And we will talk about the Crystal Palace game and the upcoming transfer window. Just want to say a big thank you to everyone that's helped us restart the channel, watching us, telling your friends and everything. We really do appreciate it. Big up to Mari, JP, Iggy, myself, Maz, and Danny K for tonight's show. Is there anything you guys want to say before we wrap it up other than Merry Christmas?
No,
Levy out.
I would just
Levy out.
basically say, yeah. Big up to every single one that's been liking our videos, subscribing every day. I know we've got more viewers that haven't that watch us regularly but haven't subscribed. Guys, it's massive for us if you do that. It helps the algorithms and everything else, and just brings up smashing hitting that notification bell every time we ever upload anything or going live. You'll get just keep growing with us. We get another channel, and just bring us up the rank again. It's basically doing Tottenham. We're just rebuilding.
Yeah, basically, I was about to say it's like
We're rebuilding.
We just started the channel every time a manager gets sacked.
The difference between us and Tottenham, at least, is that we have quality content. And you can
true.
You know what I mean?
We have another
That
5
needs the equivalent of bringing in Dan Juma into the club.
Yeah, but just a massive thank you for every single one of you that subscribed. And just carry on doing so. If you're new to the channel or you're the first time perhaps you're viewing tonight, then I hope you've enjoyed it and subscribe and let all your friends know as well that of us. We will carry on in the hope that we as a club, as a team, turn the corner so we can come. We feed off the energy that our club gives us, and at the moment, I'm serving the energy that the club's giving me right now. And I'm hoping, and this is not like me, and I'm hoping that things change massively for us in 2026, and we get to relive another May 21st, man, and the 3 days that followed. My God, it was how long ago that it seems now. How much I enjoyed that, how much I would love to enjoy that again with my boy as well.
I'd take 17th in a trophy this season.
You know what? You know what? Fuck it. I'll say this again. I will take that again. If someone offered, I said I would. The first time around,
can you imagine we finish 17th, win a trophy again, and the manager gets sacked again?
Oh, it'd be brilliant. How good would that be?
I'll take it. I'll take
it.
That would be incredible.
Do you remember the argument we had when I said, how do you plan for that? Like finishing 17th, winning a trophy?
The plan is there is no plan. That's the plan.
Anyway, Merry Christmas, everyone. Have a happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, guys. Be careful, be safe, drink responsibly and all of that. But more importantly, be safe, man, out there, yeah?
And don't think
we look forward to seeing you in 2026.
We're going to leave you with a happy video. All right? Merry Christmas. Have a good one.
the Spurs.
It's quite brilliant.
White Hart Lane, home of the Spurs. Do you know what we are? Let me tell you what we are. Champions of Europe. That's what we are. Let me sing it again. We won it in Bilbao. Won it in Bilbao. Champions of Europe. That's what we are. Spurs corner, top till I die. Spurs corner, top till I die. Spurs corner, top till I die.
I told them, and they laughed. I told them